Apologies
You love
for
to see it.
the Unga Bunga. Streamlabs decided to entirely destroy all of our files while we were working on them and did not give it back to us.
Nope.
No.
Everything, even running in the 90s stuff, was gone.
We built it.
Yeah, so we kind of went back to pretty much everything that was... we went back to, like, where we were before Balance of the Cosmic Wheel even started. So all you see on the screens for tonight was a mishmash put together, just made in the past 30 minutes by
Party
your
on!
local Neanderthal case, me.
We know that he must have learned how to use tools because he somehow hammered this together in like 20 minutes.
There
Incredibly.
you go.
Oh my god. Okay, so anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode, or episode 5 of Balance of the Cosmic Wheel. I am your Cosmo Dungeon Master, blah 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 blah. Case, and here's my wonderful party of adventurers, of variety, players, variety of alignments, characters. We'll see about that. Before we jump in, we have a few announcements. First of which, I'd like to go ahead and thank our sponsors. You can see we have a nice little sponsor doodad that kind of cycles through them now. And judging on the first one, we have Incarnate. Incarnate is our digital map making tool that I use for all of the games that are going on. I used it to make the amazing map that you see right now. I call it amazing because I think that it's pretty.
It is pretty.
Wonderful new updates on shadowing and 3D modeling for all these the new Incarnate tools available online that you can go check out right now at incarnate.com. You can make a battle map like I've made previously in the former episodes in a matter of like 10-15 minutes and have it lit and shaded just to your liking. It's really awesome.
It snows and fogs too.
It snows and fogs
on Fantasy Ground.
When we were fighting the onkegs, I honestly kept getting like lost in just like cave sounds and music and floating fog.
Then the next up is our sponsor from Jesus, I can't even
Disaster
Disaster. What? Oh, from the Disaster Dorks campaign. I was trying to figure out. So wait, we are sponsored by Disaster Dorks now. At Elderwood Academy, they helped us in the last campaign and soon to be returning campaign Disaster Dorks by giving us these amazing spell books. They offer a variety of different inlays that are these hard set foam pieces to protect your dice and minis, and you can roll in there. I have the little hex chest thing. You also have a little area where you can put dry erase information there, so you can also take notes with it, or at least I do, while I track my hit points as they slowly dwindle down, because Steve likes... well, we'll see how that goes with Shadowrun. I'm not sure how deadly it'll be.
No, we're
It's
not
fine.
fighting the boblins because Gwen's going to do a great job. I keep telling you this. It's going to be fine.
Who says you'll be fighting the boblins?
Oh, God.
And right now we have a promo with them. If you go to the website elderwoodacademy.com and go and pick out some of the wonderful stuff they have there, including one of these little hex chests that I have on my keychain. It's got a little dice in it. You can get 10% off with the code NAT20, and go check that out whenever you get a chance. The last one we have, of course, last but not least, is Hero Forge. Hero Forge is a wonderful online tool that we use to print 3D. You can make 3D models. There's an array of a variety of different races and textures and weapons and items that are being unlocked and updated every week. They have colored 3D printing also, and they can ship that to you for honestly like a really good price. And they've supplied us with some of these amazing minis we have thus far. Also, we have some tokens that we'll be seeing in the future fights from Hero Forge. We've got some plans to go with them in the future, and some talk group sessions also. More to come here soon, but go ahead and check out heroforge.com to go check out their online platform where you can also make the 3D models and download them for your own 3D printing devices. And yeah, thank you, Hero Forge. Don't forget to check out our Discord at !Discord, where we game and hang out, and I can write while I stress and study. Or some of us are studying. I'm not studying anymore.
Bold of you to assume that I studied even when I was in school.
It's bold.
And last but not least, don't forget to check out our Tuesday show at 7:30-ish on Tuesdays, learning the 90s. Our Shadowrun campaign. Steve, please tell.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, there is legitimately too much going on right now to really discuss, but most recently, we had one of our players who had been hurled across the astral plane into an old West world go on a little sub-adventure, and he's now returning to the party after successfully surviving the dungeons of Unihide, only to discover that they are embroiled in two different conflicts, one attempting to find their kidnapped compatriot Gwaine, and the other with their kidnapped compatriot Gwaine, who has been taken to Goblin Court and has been working to give his best defense in order to convince the goblins that the party should not, in fact, be executed and eaten for their crimes against goblin kind. It's honestly a great time. So yeah, come join us as the Neon Knights battle across cyber, meat, and astral space in an attempt to learn about the history of the knights of old and the future of their own quest.
It's fine.
Thank you.
So it's fine. Yeah,
It's fine.
it's fine.
And,
And the birds don't work for the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
I don't know what you've heard.
They
It's
don't.
all lies and slander.
But if they did, you'd be able to check out. You'd be able to have your own Birdsworth for the bourgeoisie style shirt that we have available right now in a program that Mel can talk about if y'all want to.
Oh, yay! I would love to talk about it. Okay, yeah. So we are currently doing a campaign. So how campaigns work is you pledge.
T-shirt campaign.
I was getting there. I will fight you, Michelle. This is my announcement. Pew pew. So we're doing a T-shirt campaign, and basically how campaigns work is you pledge to support. You pick a size and you on the shirt thingy, and then once the campaign is over, and I believe it's got like 12 days left. After that time is passed, and if the campaign goal is met, then all the cards are charged, and you will receive a super soft, custom, Writ 90 shirt in exactly 10 business days plus shipping-ish, depending upon where you are. And the lovely features about this shirt, it is a 100% ring-spun cotton t-shirt, and it's going to be super, super soft. It's a classic t-shirt style, super soft, super fit. Everybody loves it. And it's printed with our super soft water-based inks, which means it discharges directly into the cotton of the fabric. So when you rub your hand over it, you can't feel nothing. It fucking rocks. So everybody can attest that these shirts are the bestest shirts in the universe. So get yourself a super soft Writ 90 shirt designed by the lovely Michelle, who is making that cute face right there. And support us, support the stream, and show your pride for, robot birds.
Thank you. I'm trying to pull it up. I guess
You need the link?
I just sent it.
Very, very unironically, guys, the last time we did these type of shirts, I got one, and it has rapidly become one of my favorite shirts.
I
Is
got
the
one
shipping
too.
outside
Mel
the US?
loved it.
Sometimes.
Here we go.
It's so the
That's on
campaign.
stream. This is what it looks like.
Woo!
Hey,
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 Birds on a
birds.
wheel.
The birds aren't real. Yes. So shipping outside the US for campaigns, unfortunately not. Sometimes you can finesse it, but you do have to pay the extra shipping. So that would be something that you'd have to actually directly email the company for.
Thank you.
Which means you can bother Melanie at work.
Do not bother me at work.
We did one of these campaigns with
Bother.
the prior show with some at 20 show shirts, and even after like 15 washes, our shirts are like very nice and very soft. And
This was one of
We
them,
don't
I think,
make
too.
bad shirts. That is
This
one of them.
Melody's.
That one's
Yeah.
mine.
Oh my god.
It's
So-
can confirm. Very nice.
Go check it out. If you have the chance, come and support us. And of course, thank you for that support and the support of the subs, including all the subs that have already been given for today. The Dolly Jama and Grunt Joe
Friend Joe with
For
5
being-
gift subs.
Such amazing people. Thank y'all. We're
Yeah.
putting that right back into this this campaign, which is chaotic. Starting now.
Huzzah!
Hey.
Let's go.
I
All
gotta
right.
roll my dice.
Gotta warm them up. Mine have already sucked today, so I've given up.
Oh God.
I rolled
No.
5 3s in a row.
Ah,
Pulling out my wooden dice. They never roll bad for me.
cookie.
So
We want you to roll bad, Case. Don't roll well.
last we left off, the party, having completed a mission to rid the local area of Ankegs, these very large mantis-like monstrosities, had been successful, though finding out that the Ankegs were, or at least the Queen Ankeg was somewhat sentient and bestowed with power in some kind of unnatural way that is usually seen in just beast, as the large queen was able to speak in this guttural deep speech. The queen continued to surprise the party by being able to cast spells and other of some kind of nature, and runes strewn throughout the caverns were investigated before finding a failure room where they saw dozens of bodies of animals that were strewn throughout with missing paws or hands, and also sigils of marks that showed experimentation, or within the creatures there was experimentation trying to add carapaces and other weird things. They did find some magical items, though have not taken the time to figure out what they do, unless someone did that on the way.
No
to
one
come to
specified it.
attune to it.
Nope.
As they continued on carrying their load of Ankeg materials, cresting over the hill, nearing Orencast, they noticed as the sun was going down, there was a sudden, almost like as if it was a reversal of a sunset, kind of the sun shooting up into the sky with an even brighter, more intense flame to it that was then snapped out, and darkness covered the area. Several of the party members had some semblance of strange things happen to them, especially those who receive their powers from an otherworldly entity. There was also, currently is a looming moon that has somewhat of a varied hue to it, as it seems that the white pale light that's usually given off by the moon, especially on the winter solstice night, has been altered in a very subtle way to give off this kind of faint purplish hue surrounding with a ring around the twilights that sits in the night sky. Also dotting the night sky is the city of Orencast that you see here, currently aflame. As the party adventured into the city of Orencast to try to figure out what was going on, we had multiple party members that were trying to do damage control. Found out that the burgomaster, Sonia, was the Furbolg burgomaster, was struck down in her attempts to defend from these cloaked individuals, saying that they were screaming about the shard before a few of the other party members rushed off to the Dawn Fathers Cathedral, where they saw the Father's Grove combusted in flames, and the once fertile soil now smoked out, with a few of the members of the Phoenix League sitting there in the middle. Currently hovering over these two members is a shadowy, wispy figure, humanoid figure with no legs, that kind of like tapers down to a coil at the bottom, almost as if it's apparated in thin air. It kind of flitters with the ebb and flow of the heat that is now within this this walking area. That is where we find Marlow, Nova, Xyriel, Alia, and Val, while Abe is currently writing up a deal for our local burgomaster to try to stop the flames. So we will start off where we were last time, with the fire that is surrounding the five of you at the Father's Grove. Let me kind of put this on something different.
Oh wow, we have 5 characters at the Father's Grove.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
We do.
I have a question. How close are we to Mr. Spooky Man?
About 60 feet. You're about 60 feet. You and Xyriel.
All right. Was Alia still planning on doing her thingy to get us through the fire?
I believe at the end of last session, I asked you if you wanted me to put up a wind wall for you
Yes.
to keep some of the fire away. Just as a note, it has some other effects that are maybe less than ideal, but it'll maybe get you through the fire.
In the flames?
Yeah, through the fire and the flames.
Last I had was, as you all had kind of rushed up to see this, a couple of you kind of stringing in behind. Marlow had just ran into be within 30 feet of the shadow, or had misty stepped, one of the two, or you were planning to misty step.
I think I just ran.
Just ran, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be within 30 feet of the Misty Shadow thingy too.
Nova was taken in the surroundings. Xyriel had a crackling nature of this, like, this sharp squeaking noise as a form of something cold came around his mouth, preparing to do something with that. Alia cast Warding Wind.
I believe that's what it was.
And
Yeah,
Val
so
charging into the fire.
Yeah, so it'd be on self, so I would have to go with Val along with her to escort her there.
Hell yeah.
She's got an escort.
Yes, bitch, let's go.
All right.
Also, Nova was looking around for a way that wasn't engulfed in fire to be like, essentially work her way around.
No, I mean, if you come with us.
I mean, I could, but I think you guys were moving really fast.
Because we have a variety of things going on here, I'm going to have everyone roll initiative,
Oh man. Okay.
Cool.
including Abe and Zeke, because that'll kind of guide us to go back towards y'all.
Let me get out my Val dice.
Wow, wow.
Whoa,
Val
whoa.
dice.
Yeah.
I love to start my sessions off with a bang, and
Here's my
So
Val
we started
dice.
the-
I'll wait till you call for it.
We've started
Matte Black
with initiative.
With a super cool red 20. Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Ooh.
Spicy.
We also get a discount on dice. I can put that in the chat too.
So 25 to 20.
20.
Uh, 20 to 15.
19.
17.
17. I would assume Alia goes first. I bet you have a higher dex than me.
What's your dex?
It goes
Plus
with
3?
Plus 3?
Whenever there's a tie, you just go. You can go at the same time,
16.
like one person going before the other. You can coordinate together. So or you can go off a dex. It's however y'all want to do it.
Our dex was the same, so.
Then y'all
You
go.
go prom.
Okay.
They can flip flop throughout consecutive rounds. Is the whole thing.
Okay. Great.
And then 15 to 10.
13.
Also, oh no, not 13. 11.
13 for
Zeke.
Zeke.
I'm assuming he rolled a 1.
I'm assuming you rolled a 1 too.
Oh,
And
I
a
got you.
Total 2. A 1 on the dice.
You're the least fortunate initiative roller I've ever seen. That's so unfortunate.
It'll
Xyriel,
give us time to prepare mentally for this scene.
you see your recent compatriots all kind of rushing in. Marlow kind of taking a step ahead, not stopping as to take in everything that's going on around her. And you have currently what used to be the large arching pathway of the farthest grove, which was full of all of these different trees and bushes and cactuses and pretty much every kind of tree from every walk of life grew here. You have a giant pine tree that is leaning down on you that grows only closer to where you're from. And you can see that much of the vegetation here, if not already dried up, is breaking and beginning to crash in. What do you do?
Xyriel is going to sprint as far forward as he can. And as he's doing so, he's taking a very deep breath in. And you can kind of
Yes.
hear the air around, or feel the air around him get a little colder as he exhales. And he's going to try and blow a path through this fire that's separating the group
yes.
to put it out.
All right, go ahead and roll the damage for the thing. We'll see exactly how much you're able to do.
That is a... Oh, it won't roll it for me. Let me grab my dice. I'm used to using the D&D Beyond dice roller, but that is 11. 11 points, a 5 and a 6.
All right. With 11, you're able to kind of, as you see a lot of the steam kind of rise up from around the area. It's not as normally whenever you breathe out, it creates this almost like mist that kind of crawls and expands. But you can see now with this hot surrounding that it's a very the very finite cone that you're able to make. But you are able to prevent a few of the limbs that were initially about to fall on some of the first few characters.
Oh, God.
So that drops down the first environmental initiative, as that is now gone. And next it is the shade creature's turn. You see wisping past with kind of this heavy like noise that is only faintly audible to a couple of you with higher perceptive senses, past all the crackling and snapping of twigs around you. The shade kind of flitters back and forth, not really armed with anything, it appears, and you just see the some of the wispiness kind of fade away as its head turns, and it just starts to float towards Alia and Val.
Fuck off, you spooky bitch.
Fuck off, you spooky bitch!
I just wanted to clarify. I recognize this shit, yeah? We talked about this last session? Or is this similar?
It does look very similar to something from
Okay.
your past.
Okay, cool. Love it. We hate to see it. Cool.
And it is, it kind of doesn't rush, but you see it kind of hugged to the ground. And then as it kind of comes up with that head still slightly tilted, it dashes past Marlow. Marlow, you'd get an attack of opportunity if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, let's swing it to Bish. Let's go. Let's see how well these are. Ooh. They do good. That's a 22. Hello?
22.
22 to hit?
I was just checking the armor class. Yes, 22 does hit.
Wait, why are you checking?
I was checking the armor class. Or I was pulling up. I was pulling up the stat block.
That is 7 slashing damage and 4 lightning.
Dang, girl.
And yes, okay, so that is a full 7 damage. You notice that the crackling of the lightning that normally comes off of Balmung is not able to kind of zap back and forth as readily as it normally does. You see doing a little bit less damage. And it kind of recoils, but still almost kind of slithers up with its head still cocked to the side, up to Val, where it finishes off.
Go away! Go
with its hand
away!
just kind of.
Back off, you spooky bitch!
Through the warding wind? Ah!
What does Warding Wind do?
Well, the intent of warding wind was to keep the fire away, but I guess Xyriel got rid of that, if I heard you correctly?
Oh no. The initial like branches that were continuously falling were controlled by the ice that was able to kind of like stop them from falling too fast.
So is there any like active? Sorry. Let me answer your question first. I'm so sorry. So what warding wind does? It's a strong wind, 20 miles per hour, blows around you in a 10-foot radius and moves with you, remaining centered on you. So I'm next to Val, so she's also in the center. It has the following effects. It deafens you and the other creatures in the area. That's the negative effect. But it extinguishes unprotected flames in its area that are torch size or smaller. It hedges out vapor, gas, and fog that can be dispersed by a strong wind. And the area is difficult terrain for creatures other than you. The only other negative thing is that attack rolls of ranged weapon attacks have disadvantage if the attacks pass in or out of the wind. So that's
flames, and
Excellent.
disadvantage on attacks, ranged attacks.
Difficult terrain too, for not me and Val, but for other people.
Okay. So it would actually kind of stop, like it's a 10-foot radius or 5 foot.
Yeah, I believe it's 10 feet. Yeah, around me.
10 feet. It stops, and you see just like there's not like an incorporeal limb that kind of pulls away at the wind, and you see it kind of start to separate, but doesn't really separate. Like the spell continues, but you just see it start to.
Oh god!
As it points
Spooky.
at Val.
Get out of here!
From your passive perception, Alia, you can see that the visage of this creature, even past the wind and the wispiness and all of this kind of the heat that rises up around it, there is a semblance of this incorporeal mask of a skeleton-like face in front of it.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
That is its turn. It's now Marlow. No, it's now Val. Val, it is your turn.
Oh,
You
great.
see
Okay,
this
is it
creature.
within? I'm assuming it's within 30 feet now.
It is now within 10 feet of you, yes.
Ah! All right, cool. I'm going to use my channel divinity to activate my conquering presence.
Oh.
Yes. So it has to make a wisdom saving throw, or they become frightened of me.
All right.
Is that anything within the radius, or do you get to choose?
Just creatures of my choice.
Good.
Yes. DC 14.
Okay. You feel as your eyes flit with flames, and your armor kind of almost gives off this furthering golden glow. The divine presence is enacted, and a flame spires out, kind of almost like a radiant flame, kind of encircles this creature, and you see, undauntingly, it just kind of turns its head to the other way.
All right, I'm gonna use my last
Seems that it
racial
is
ability today.
Unable to be frightened.
Let's go! I'm going to use my last racial ability of the day to cast Searing Smite on myself.
On yourself?
Myself.
Yeah. Well, that's how it works. You cast it on yourself, and then
No,
the
it
next
just sounds
time
funny.
you hit a creature, it does damage. Yeah.
No, it just sounds like, well, I hate this.
Well, I hate
So
this.
cast Searing Smite on myself. Like, so Val tries to intimidate it with flame, sees it doesn't work. Shit, flame sword.
I love it. Okay, perfect. The flame encases the blade, and you ready yourself. At that time,
All right, that's it.
now
That's
Marlow
all I
and
got.
Alia.
Marlow, you can go first.
No, you go. You go. I want to see what you do.
Well, I was currently engaged with this bugaboo, so that kind of pauses my how
Okay,
far
then
away.
I can go first.
Yeah, please go first.
Garak and
I'm-
Valishi are on the ground right now, about 30 feet away from you, where the shape originally was.
Okay.
It's hard to make them out exactly how they're just passively, like how they're doing from this distance, but they're on the ground.
Okay, cool. I will continue to do what I initially said I would do. Seeing this thing basically tear apart my people, and then go after Val. I'm gonna cast Compel Duel, and it's a Wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
And just for reference, Compel Duel it's a Wisdom save. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you, and must make a Wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away. If it fails, it has to move closer to you, and if it succeeds, it doesn't restrict movement.
Okay. That is a 24.
Oh, damn.
Woo!
Spicy.
Marlow, baby.
Put
We
those
cool.
dice away,
Bonus.
please.
That's fine. Yep, I'm gonna bonus action point my sword at it and just mutter something under my breath, and a little zap of green light goes and connects to it, and I'm casting my Hexblade's curse.
Hell yeah.
Hell
That'll-
yeah.
I will approach. I'll move towards it, and that'll be my turn.
Excellent. You are right behind it. You can see the, and all of you can see the hex kind of take place as it kind of swirls around this creature. After that, Alia.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So my thing was I was going to go and save the little babies, but since I'm babysitting Val at the moment, I will save that for later. Instead, oh god. Okay. Great. Can I do the dumbass oh wait. God damn it. Shit. I just totally wrecked my shit. I cannot focus. Oh shit. Okay.
Zeke,
You know what?
you're on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Me and my
Man,
zero
I-
spell slots have so many good
Yep.
times.
Can I do Thorn Whip? Maybe.
You can
Like,
surely try.
is it okay? I'm gonna try and do a little thorny whip at the bugaboo that's in front of us. I guess. Is that a roll to hit, or
Yes.
how does that? Okay.
It'll be-
Ah!
Is the music audible?
It's just gone.
I don't hear the
Or-
music. I hear the ambience.
Common, like
Yeah, like the
Your
ambient
creepy
noise. I
noise.
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, the
that,
ambient
like,
noise is there.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Thank
that's
you.
a
Just barely.
16 plus 6 to hit with Thorn Whip.
Yes, that hits.
Huzzah! We did a thing, guys.
Proud of you.
I did a thing. So Thorn Whip, that's gonna be 1d6, baby.
Excellent. Are you bringing the creature closer towards you?
No, I would not like to do that.
Okay, gotcha.
That's just 3 points of damage to the spooky bitch.
All right. Got that down. We transfer over to the other side of the bridge, where the fire has not yet crept up on Zeke. You see that there are several townspeople that have kind of heard the call to detach any kind of burnable objects from the river crossing, and it is quickly and hastily underway.
Yeah, so at this point I'm going to snap for Vinny to appear. Which is like generally always a good move.
You snap, and still a puff with nothing left.
Guy died.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna just be like, well, all right, everyone, and I'm using thaumaturgy to like make my voice carry a bit better. We need to get a chain of people here carrying buckets up to prepare to put out the fire. So basically, I'm just trying to direct people like pails, buckets, pots, pans, anything, to come and basically just be carrying a chain of like water buckets up from the river to like be ready to fight the fire. And then I'm also going to be starting to form, like as time goes on, a second group of like the people who don't seem quite strong enough to carry water, to basically be finding places for the people. It's winter, correct? So it's kind of cold, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically find places in the remaining warm houses. So basically all like the kids and stuff will be like, now you're gonna go and find, you're gonna ask your parents, you're gonna go door to door and see who has room for some more people. And so basically find a place for all the people who are evacuating to stay when it starts to get cold.
Excellent. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Yeah. Just to see like how much like corralling you're able to get from various people to jump in on this.
30-20.
320. Plenty of people are kind of following these systems, and even the people that are already out, like you kind of shout out that there needs to be like a little bit of like shelter from anything else that might be coming on. The area is not safe, and easy enough. People that are like running businesses that are along the thoroughfare are opening up their doors and kind of shutting in the windows, and you can see people starting to like stop watching and oh yeah, okay, safety.
Yeah. Right.
Excellent. Nova.
Hey
Back
there.
over towards the fire. What are you
Yes,
doing?
back to the fire, and I see the shadowy
The
figure
fire.
The fire,
approaching.
you say?
Fire. And I see this shadowy figure approaching Val, and Marlow trying to distract it and engage with it, and it's just solely focused on reaching Val, who I am like a little bit protective of, because she's kind of like protected me in so many ways. So, but Nova has an idea, and she is going to activate her her gauntlet and shoot from her crossbow area here one of her clockwork bolts.
What?
And instead of using the clockwork bolt for lightning damage, it's actually going to be radiant damage.
Hell yeah.
Yes, queen.
Excellent.
So
What a queen.
1d8 slashing damage at the end of its turn, as well as wait, I'll just describe it because it's the first time I've ever used it, if that's okay with you guys.
Do it.
Do it.
So you imbue an arrow or a crossbow bolt with clockwork magic just as you fire it at your target. The spinning blades materialize on the missile and it strikes to further mutilate your enemy. You make a ranged weapon attack with a bow or crossbow. If the attack hits, the missile embeds in the target. The target can use an action to remove the projectile. If they don't, they take an additional 1d8 of slashing damage. So it's... I thought it was lightning, but
It's not,
slashing,
so it's going to stay
instead,
slashing.
It's going to stay slashing. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I thought I read lightning, but...
Like little
ignore my-
chainsaws cup out and they go.
Yeah.
Zzz, 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 zzz.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's cool.
Okay.
Don't mind me. We're going to see how slashing works on this...
This is one of the
Like it's
spells
not
that we
going to.
use from our extended manuals that we were using that you can see in the homebrew content share section of our Discord.
And it's called Clockwork Bolt, if anyone's curious. So for ranged weapon, do I roll for that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll range weapon and then add your normal spell attack. But no, this is your dexterity plus your proficiency since you're using the actual crossbow.
Okay, so it's 11 plus my dex, which is a +2 plus proficiency.
If you're
Plus
proficient
two.
with it,
If you're proficient with
which I don't know if wizards
weapon.
are.
I am.
what weapon are you
There we
using?
go.
This is a crossbow. It's for my background.
Do it. Oh, there you go. Do it.
So
Okay, yeah. So that is 11 plus 2 plus 2, so 15. 15 you see as it you kind of aim the mechanism past and it fires out, and the wind wall that's kind of between you and this creature catches it and slings it around and it goes wide.
sorry,
Sorry.
guys. Sorry. Apologies.
It served a very specific purpose.
It's working great.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Not right now, but I am going to scoot a little bit closer to the edge of the flames so I can get a better shot if I can in the next round.
Okay, sounds good. The thing didn't really like get in the way. That was just my way of saying like that it did not meet its armor class.
Good.
So after that, Abe, we go back to you, Sonia, still kind of like recovering from her wounds, is looking over as you're furiously scribbling or finishing scribbling at something that I haven't seen yet. So,
It is. I have just finished it.
oh my god.
So I'm
This is
gonna
great.
turn.
I'm so excited.
All right, calm down there, Senya. We're gonna get through this. Now I'm gonna need to know your last name, if you wouldn't mind.
I have it.
It's okay. She's in shock.
She's like, what? My name, right?
Zatharel.
Zatharel. Cool.
Oh wait.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, all we have to do to kick this thing off is I'm going to need a little bit of your blood, a little bit of my blood, and a little bit of flame. No big deal. I can handle all the details. Now, somebody's going to show up. I don't know exactly who that will be until they get here. And when they do, I will handle the introductions, let them know what's going on, what we're trying to do here. You just hang tight. And then once we get to the phase of signing things and actually sort of adjudicating, then you can talk to me. Again, you don't agree to anything except what is on this paper. If you agree to anything that's not the contract I write for you, I cannot help you. But if you stick with what we're supposed to do here, I can adjudicate this. This is what I do, ma'am.
And this is gonna be the thing that saves this town.
If all goes how I reckon it will, then in about 10 minutes here, there won't be a single flame left to hurt anyone in this city.
I hate putting the same amount of trust I have in a newcomer that I have in you for a while, son. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it.
Sonia, if I wasn't just as invested as you were, I wouldn't be here.
Fair enough.
I'm going to take her hand in mine, and I'm going to put a knife between the two of them and then slide it down so that both of our hands bleed down onto the heart. And then I want to use produce flame and light the heart on fire.
Yeah.
The heart in the middle of the thing that I stabbed the dagger through before.
All right, let's see if I have a spell.
Cult shit, hoo ha ha. Cult shit, hoo ha ha.
I'm just, doing an open call downstairs to see who answers.
Oh, yeah, there's the spell sound. There's the spell sound.
This sounds right.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
You all hear that sound, or you hear that sound, and Zeke, you see across the river as this kind of happens, this column of as you set the heart on fire, the heart kind of like sitting there, just kind of slopped over, starts to right itself and starts to beat as it is on fire. The column of flame starts to turn into this black smoke that starts to turn to a lighter gray smoke and then into a sulfurous yellow smoke, and it starts to billow around, and then the chalk around in the circle that you had drawn before also lights in flame before a column of fire about 10 feet tall elevates. Yeah.
As this is happening, I'd like to make myself a little bit more presentable, so I'm going to lick the flames on my coat up as high as I can and cause my eyes to glow bright gold.
All right, sounds good. Let me see.
And in my head, I'm just thinking, damn, I wish Zeke were here.
God.
You watch as the flames constantly kind of flittering up in this almost like jet fuel kind of proportion, is constantly elevated until it almost becomes this kind of lamellar effect of the flames, and the static effect of these flames then kind of starts to go to this white hot before it solidifies, and the glow fades as you see a column of ice that is left over. The column of ice from the top cracks down.
Oh no.
Did Levistus answer?
Abe looks
Jesus.
initially very uncomfortable because he realizes he got somebody good, and by that I mean very bad, on the line.
Oh no.
Don't worry. That's what's supposed to happen there, Sonia. It's good. It's good. And I'm just sort of like continually taking one hand and like patting her on the shoulder as this is happening.
You see coiling from inside, kind of almost as if coming from a cocoon, a long tail that slaps across the ground with a heavy thud of ice crackling. Pulling from the middle of its body, it pulls this long, like ardent spear that also gives off a constant flow of ice and a mist in the midst of all this heat. And you see what you see before you is this like insect-like creature that emits like this constant flow and flood of cold energy. as it looks at you with these bulbous yellow eyes. The both of them kind of shimmer and shift in your direction.
Well, howdy, ma'am. I am Abraham. I'm a partner at Brothers Written Law, bound by contract and son of Avernus. I'm here today under my own volition, and I seek to arbitrate the terms of a contract between you and Burgomaster Sonia Xyriel.
And what are the meanings of this contract, might I ask?
Well, the intent here would be a standard exchange-based contract where, in return for an item of value, in this case the soul of one otherwise non-damned Sonia Xyriel, an effect will be achieved here in the city. Are you amenable to hearing the terms of this contract?
It lays out its hand, or its clawed hand, like these three long fingers kind of unfurl, and one singular point pops up, and it waits for the contract.
Yeah, so I carefully take the contract out of my book, close it and put it under my arm, and then at this point there's just a little bit of steam coming off as the sweat like appears on Abe's brow and then immediately evaporates from the heat. And I'd like to turn and with like utmost courtesies pass the contract forward. Would you like to hear the terms of the contract?
How very professional of you. That will not be necessary. As long as it is written, it shall be done.
The eyes kind of all, like, you can see them shift almost as if it's reading backwards and forwards at the same time. And within 2 or 3 seconds, it kind of almost laminates the contract in ice, and then hands it back to you as solid, flat piece of ice with the contract inside of it, and looks at you and then points the spear.
Will this be the contract signer?
And I will hand the contract toward Sonia and say, she will, and I will be I will be present as officiator and witness to such signing.
A single soul for this is quite an uneven exchange, my Verbolg friend. Is there anything that you might be able to add to this arrangement?
Sonia looks at you.
A moment of counsel to discuss with my client here. We will, of course, endeavor not to waste any of your time. I will, however, state that it should be taken into consideration the extreme value of the purity of a soul, which otherwise would in no way be damned, and in fact is of a person who has spent almost her entire life attempting to see to the good and well-being of the rest of this town.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Come on, Abe.
That's not bad. What is my persuasion? Don't be shit.
Jamie said sell Novas.
Jamie, no.
That is a 21, so it's okay.
21. All right.
21.
If this is true, then your agreements are acceptable.
You see a flash of white as Sonia is kind of enwrapped in this almost like kind of like arcane glyph that appears in a couple of areas, does like a weird biometric scan type thing, and then disappears.
I see that you do not lie. Very
Would never do so in the presence of such an esteemed being as yourself.
Wheel.EST is how you will announce to me.
Can you say that again without the voice changer, just so I know exactly?
Droth.
Wheel.EST. Got it.
Bro, I thought you were speaking in another language, and I had flashbacks to one of my movies where I was a demon. I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Oh no, please help.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
Let me just add that to the context.
What does
list
the
here.
contract say now that you've written it out?
Okay, so here are the exact details of the contract.
Oh my god.
which is
That's
to
why
be
we got your
signed.
headphones taken off beforehand.
There will be no flame, and flame is the first call out to a subsection 1. Flame shall be defined as any exothermic reaction involving the oxidization of a material, creating a thermal change of greater than 1 degree per minute per pound. There will be no flame that can alight or linger within the city of Orincast. Call out 2. The city of Orincast shall be defined as all materials, atoms, objects, and entities in the region bound by the legal city limits of Orincast, as defined by the government of the city of Orincast. For the next 12, numerals 12, hours. Third call out. Hours shall be known as 1/24th of the time it takes Arthania to complete a full rotation with regard to the star Vega. So that's all of section 1. There are only 3 sections. Section 2. This effect shall be seen to and affected immediately by the undersigned demon, first spot for a signature.
Devil, but yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it actually says demon and then
demon.
parentheses devil.
Okay. I like it.
Like that's actually written.
Oh my God.
To a satisfactory degree according to the articles of Part 1. Article 3. In exchange for the satisfactory fulfillment of Article 2 as defined in Article 1, the soul of print sign shall accompany the demon parentheses devil print sign to hell upon her death, to occur after all other articles of the contract have been resolved. And then there's one other inclusion here, which is in section 2, where it said it shall be completed within 12 hours. There's a call out to subsection 3, part B, which states, this shall be accomplished in a manner which affects only the flames, again, call out to the flame definition, present within the city of Orincast, second call out to the Orincast definition.
Okay. And I'm sure that the kind of preamble area of where the termination of this soul shall not be activated by this particular devil in order to affirm this contract with any so that they don't kill the person immediately. Okay, cool. With that, we will go back to Xyriel, transferring over back towards the fight. The flames flickering and the cool nature surrounding your mouth fades for a second. What do you do?
He is going to take a look at the party. So they're kind of in front of him still, or he's like 30 feet back from the party, or is he how far away from Val and
about 30 feet back from the party?
Okay. And so he's about 60 feet away from his friends, right? That Garag and Valishi. He's going to just like sprint past everyone. He's gonna take a dash action, and he's gonna run in and just be like, no. And he's gonna start to check on the two of his Phoenix League members.
Okay, make a medicine check. Which one are you doing on first?
Or
do you want to just check to see if they're both like the status of both of them? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Can I do that after I dash, or should I wait?
No, you can still do it. As a bonus action perception check, just to understand what's going on.
Then that is a 21.
21. With that, you're able to see that Garok is unconscious right now, and just seeming to like he is stable, though Valishi is she is still continuously kind of bleeding out from a strange injury to her side, her flank area.
So Xyriel's just gonna start like crouching down and get ready to fix that when his next turn is around.
Okay.
Or like try to stabilize.
Okay, sounds good. Val. Oh, sorry. Before Val, we go back to the shade-like creature.
Yay! Help!
The shade creature.
Yes, I need an adult.
The shade creature, kind of, the head rotates on a swivel, looking around. And with its finger still, the whole time, still extending towards Val, you see as the hand kind of waves. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom saving throw!
Val, baby! Come on, baby.
You can do it.
I believe in you.
Come on, Valdice, let's go. Let's go, Valdice, let's go. Don't fuck with me.
The one campaign I'm not a bard.
Oh, okay. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18. All right. That is just enough.
Just enough?
You see as these kind of like ick filled, like almost like it looks like in front of you these like viscous dripping runes, and there's like 7 of them in front of your face, and they start to kind of like fill your sight. And Alia, you see as like something is beginning to draw on her forehead, that you brush off, and flames flitter up from your sword and dispel whatever was going on. And as the incantation of this weird guttural language happens, you see the wispy nature of this creature fall as it starts to drip down and splashes into a puddle of blood. No more.
What?
Wait, it's gone?
What?
The black wispy nature turned into a whoosh, like a puddle of blood, and it is now just a puddle of blood.
Is the creature still there, though?
The creature's not there. It seems like the lights that were in the creature went dark as it cast the spell, and it went down and turned into a puddle of blood. Say again?
Are we still in initiative?
Not an initiative anymore.
Oh.
Okay.
Quick question, Case. Does this town have electric lights, or is it all...
It's magic. There's like a like the lanterns are lit by magic that is like just continual flame type things that like can't
So it
be
is
put
in
out.
fact flame.
Yes.
Just, I was noting.
Yes.
So, this is gonna be weird. Do I get the temporary hit points? Because if it dies, I get temporary hit points.
Yeah, you do.
Cool. So I'm gonna reach down and start scooping it up, and I'm gonna say, I think for now it seems to be dead. I'm Unfortunately, it seems on the ground it has bled. And I'm just gonna scoop it up.
I
yeah.
forgot. The rhyme.
Can I? So
The rhymes.
Now-
I forgot the rhymes.
now that we're out of combat, the fire is still going on around us, though. So
The fire is still like there are
Okay.
things that are about to fall on you again.
Great.
Still.
So I'll keep the warding wind up, and I will move over to where Xyriel is with the rest of the Phoenix League. Is that, you said it was 30 feet away?
Mhm.
So I'm going to engulf all of them in my warding wind to keep the flames out, and I'm going to use, since I went into my starry form at the beginning of at the end of last session, going into this encounter, I'm in chalice form, so I'm going to cast. Which one was looking more rough? The
Valishi.
guy or
From
Valishi?
as
I
you
roll-
kind of rush up, you're not sure. You see Xyriel currently immediately tending to Valishi.
Okay, so I will cast Cure Wounds on Valishi at first level. I don't have a lot, but it's what I can do. That is going to be.
Xyriel, you're buffeted by this wind as it enters your space.
I rolled a 23 on medicine, so she's stable, hopefully, either way.
So
But-
that was. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it.
So that was 7 points to Valishi, and then while I'm in chalice form, I can do an extra 1d4 to another creature insight. So I will roll another 1d4 for the dude. And that will be a total of 6 healing to him.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Excellent. Alia, you notice that there is a very similar symbol on Valishi's forehead that, as you heal her, fades away. It doesn't go away the similar way that Val's went away. It just disappears. It kind of fades.
Can I
That's
make a
concerning.
religion check to see if
Nova.
I recognize
sorry.
that?
Nova
Oh, no,
has
it's fine.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
sorry.
you go ahead. You go ahead. Val.
You're sure?
Mhm.
Okay. I was just gonna make a religion check to see if I, or would that be an Arcana check to see if I recognize the?
I'll allow either. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have the exact same modifier in either, so we'll do religion. Why not?
Okay.
We'll do religion because that seems more paladin. Me. Well, that's 2. So.
Okay, because I was gonna roll a religion too.
The anxiety caused by seeing this creature and the rush of adrenaline that you have right now, you're not able to think straight, and it kind of just like you start to think back about what this could be, and you can't really find it right now.
Yeah, I'm having a moment.
Nova.
Did I see this shadow-like creature fall into the puddle of blood from
You
the
saw it.
distance
You
that
saw
I
it
was at?
turn into a puddle of blood. Yes.
Yep. Okay. So, do I remember any of my readings for like religion of history and cult magic and blood magic that might have some sort of indication what this may be? Because I'm also going to be heading towards the church as quickly as I can.
Make a Arcana or religion check.
Okay. That wasn't great.
Not ideal.
Yeah, side note, if she's going to the church, I'll probably be going there too.
You said Arcana or what? History?
Or a religion.
Arcana or religion? I'm going to be doing Arcana.
Yeah.
So it's a 5 plus an 8. So not great, but 12.
Okay. 12.
13, sorry.
13. You're not really able to catch anything right now that is coming to mind. Maybe you know a few things about the semblance of like blood magic, and there are overlaps with other schools of like not very often practiced magic, but this, you can kind of tell that this does have semblances to that school of magic. It's just you're not sure what the nature of this particular creature is.
Okay.
But you are
Because I
moving
don't-
towards.
Yeah, even though I don't know what it is, I am hellbent on finding out, and I have a pretty good indication it started from the church, so I am finding the best way that is not flame-ridden over there.
Yeah,
Alright.
I also need to go check on the priesty boys, so I'll be following Nova.
Okay.
Is that...
Garrick
Priesty
and
boys.
Valishi now kind of awake. You see Garrick like, why is there wind? Oh my god.
Sorry.
Why is
You're
it so
saying
loud?
Yeah, Xyriel's just pointing to his ears like,
I'm just gonna be like, take their show on the road.
Gets up. Valishi, you can kind of like you see the mouth moving, but it's very hard to hear. But is up now. Marlow.
The priesty boys,
if you want to
and you
finish
gotta
that
fight
scene.
for your right to clergy.
I was gonna ask if I recognized the language that was spoken, or if I could read any of the runes that were used in that spell when they showed up in front of me.
So the runes showed up in front of Val. She was the only one that was able to see the rune, those couple of runes. But you did.
Okay.
I'd say make a retroactive perception check to see if you were able to see through the. It's a very hard perception check because you're looking through the wind wall.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're not sure. I would say right after that, they rushed over to Valishi, where you did see a rune on Valishi's head, which was not there before. And I would say it was written in what is the dang it, there's a D&D languages.
This is worrying.
This sounds like a curse.
It was just written in Abyssal.
It's just written in Abyssal.
Oh, I speak Abyssal.
Whoa.
Wait, do I? Wait, no, I don't. I speak Infernal. I lied. I speak Infernal and Draconic, not Abyssal.
Don't worry, I speak Abyssal.
Okay.
But similar to any spell rune, it is like just a character that you can tell that it's just like it doesn't have any like word or meaning. The best you can ascertain is that it said mark.
And that's on his forehead?
It's on Valishi's forehead. It was on Valishi's forehead, and then
it's gone.
It's gone now. Yeah.
I'll just wait patiently by.
Alia.
Can I begin directing? Like, can I kind of just direct Xyriel to like grab the two and just start making our way out of the fire?
He was already like, as they started to wake up, he'd be like trying to get each arm. He in the middle of them, each arm, pick him up and start walking him.
Yeah. So I'm. Sorry. Go ahead. I'll escort Xyriel and the two people outside of the flames with the wind wall before dispelling it.
It's very cramped in the wind wall, but you're able to go slowly through. You do notice that there's a couple of pieces that do fall. Nova, you're able to kind of run past before any of that happens. Marlow, you're following suit with them a little bit faster. Okay, cool. Xyriel, Garrock, very large orc figure, is kind of able to is still trying to catch his breath, and after a few paces, he appreciate it. I'm good. And you hear like his sternum pop, and you see now on his chest a kind of tattooed emblem of an elk.
Nice.
That is kind of like emblazoned just beneath like another tattoo on his neck of the Phoenix League symbol.
Nice.
And he we took out a couple of them before they got too far. I don't know who these folk are, but we left them dead just right over there past the fires.
All right. When did this start? How long ago did this happen?
We've been fighting for about Valishi like looks up and kind of still holding at her side is like it's been like 20-30 minutes maybe. I'm not sure how long it was out for, I don't know where the ones we were able to take out. Something weird happened to them. The face just started to. One of them ended up kind of KOing Grok and I before they also fell. They're over to the right.
All right. Let's start heading that way and see if there's anything there. Maybe anyone else. Were you fighting with other people, or was it just you two?
There was a few.
How's the league?
We're the only upper class members of the league here, and the rest of them just tried to get the rest of the town to safety, and Garok made sure not to have any of them follow us. Well, I don't want anyone getting hurt. You got hurt.
I can make you feel a little better for a little bit of time. And he pulls out a shield and he's gonna throw it in front of him and he's gonna start giving him temporary hit points.
Aww.
Okay, cool.
Like dying.
Nova, you and Marlow are running past the surrounding area, and you do notice that there are a couple of guards, local guards, that are also strewn throughout the area that are seemingly deceased. There's 2 cloaked individuals. The cloak seems very obfuscated, and it seems darker behind the cloak. There's one over to the right that Marlow, you are able to see just now, kind of barely twinging and like fingers moving from this cloaked individual.
I'm heading over there. Can you repeat the description? Sorry.
It is just a very hard, tattered black cloak that covers most of the body, and like longer sleeves that come out, and you can see the creature is stirring. This humanoid is stirring, but you're not sure based on like the breathing or anything like that if they're
on the ground.
Yes.
Just like it's okay. I'm gonna head that way and be like, Nova, over here. One is moving, but I have slight fear. And I'm gonna head that way, and with all of my medical knowledge of which I have, I will stabilize the C-spine. Log roll.
Nova, are you going over with her?
Turn him over.
Vibe check though, are these good people?
Are you?
Or not so much? Yes, like quick passive int.
What's your passive insight?
I'm gonna check right now. 16, 14, just kidding.
Judging by the varied bodies of a couple of Orncast guard that are around here, and one body of a bloody tattered cloak of some clergy member of the Dawnfather, further off, maybe 60 feet or so in the distance. Looks like the tussle happened between these characters, and these are probably the assailants.
Ooh.
Got it. Cool.
All right, as y'all head over.
She's running towards it, and I'm just gonna very subtly have things ready and prepped, just in case. But I'm not gonna look threatening. Just running up.
As y'all head over, Zeke, you saw this column happen, and you've only seen it probably once before, something similar. So Zeke, what do you do whenever you see that column occur? That Abe.
Very good point. Yes, exactly. I think the second I see the column, I assume by this point some of the people who are maybe a bit more senior in the town, kind of like people who don't mind being a bit more in charge, would begin to start to take charge of whatever area they're doing and encourage people along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
Okay, so I'd like to tell whoever's the closest to that, basically I find someone who seems fairly capable, the second that happens, whoever's literally within 10 feet. right?
Okay. One of the
like-
people that's kind of following along and helping consistently are one of the Duragar members of the Smithies, and they're physically capable.
Great. Pointing to, it's one of the brothers, right? So be like, hey, if you don't mind just making sure this continues here, as I like begin to like, I kind of like walk, right? And then jog and then run over in the direction of the thing. So keep this continue to make sure everyone stays warm and safe. Now, and then I'm just going to head to the source of light.
That TikTok run where like
Yeah.
what the okay. You, as you crest over the bridge, you see this creature standing there, kind of like pointing around and gesturing at Abe, who is taking a very professional stance next to Sonia. Sonia kind of flanked behind Abe's shoulder, just kind of standing
just
there.
out in the street?
They're in the middle of the thoroughfare, yeah.
Okay.
You normally Abe sort of hunches and looks a bit relaxed. He's definitely like rolled his shoulders back. He's standing all the way up. His book is under his arm.
So I tied my tie earlier, so I'm gonna fix my tie at this point now, right? As I'm running, I see him, right? Slow down into a jog, right? Fix the tie, start walking like, it's just, I'm just like showing up, right? There's no rush. We're like nothing. It's fine, and like start like straightening off the suit, getting the flames going, right? And at this point, as I'm running, I can cast. Do I have any spell slots left?
Yeah.
Mending is a
Take a short
cantrip.
rest. We took a short rest on the
Mending
way
is a
here.
cantrip. Message is a cantrip.
Yep.
I'd like to send a message to Abe, just being like, just asking, who are we talking to?
I'd say between you and Abe, y'all can answer telepathically pretty easily since y'all have done it so many times without having to talk out the message spell.
Cool. Cool. I'm gonna just send back full Ikdroth. We're already in closing. Just need Sonia's signature.
Okay.
And this is literally like at this time, since I already have the demon signature, I'm like trying to get Sonia to sign and doing the little blood thing.
Yeah, and you see like the ice that kind of sheened over as it collected. You see like there's like etchings of like a infernal script that extends down from the ice in this like blue font that goes down, and then kind of apparates a separate pen is like an icicle shard that the creature hands over to Sonia. Are you also signing this?
Yeah, I'm gonna sign as the witness and arbitrator of the contract, basically with my name, and then our legal practice is at the top.
Okay. Is there a subsection in here that talks about you being the middleman type thing, similarly to Seamus?
Yeah, so where you know how I introduced myself and I basically said I'm here acting of my own accord, but I'm part of this particular law practice, and I'm contracted with Seamus, and I'm a son of Avernus. That was my intro, and there's a clause at that in the like preamble to the document that says, hey, this document has been prepared by brothers written law, and specifically by me, Abraham, with my signature, and then saying that I basically attest to having been here for this contract, verified that it all happened correctly, and I'm the arbitrator and witness.
Okay. In that case, as Sonia slowly takes this and holds and begins to kind of scratch her name into the ice.
Mhm.
With this weird thing. You can see like her wincing at the sheer coldness of her hand that she kind of like after finishing signing it just kind of pushes back, like blows into her hand to warm it up. And before handing it over to you, the creature pulls it back and says,
The article demonstrating you as the procurer of this individual. Might I have your card or some form of insurance from this shameless? Or
Am I able to-
mean Shemexitarius?
At this point, I assume Zeke is walking out along with me.
Yeah.
Cool. So as he walks up, I'll say, "Oh, terribly sorry. I'd like to introduce you to the other partner of our practice here. This here's Zeke."
It's a pleasure.
Now, Zeke, he's not here in an official capacity as a witness of the document, simply a supporting counsel. What,
I'd like to casually kind of walk up behind Sonia and just read over the contract like real fast.
Okay.
The creature will like pull back the contract and
Okay.
like
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't see it then. Cool.
Yeah.
Fine. Cool.
So, well, now, what kind of insurance would you be looking for exactly? I can demonstrate the attachment that I have incurred, and I will turn and I will show the chain.
Oh, the Sheamus, yes, I've heard of his exploits. Insurance goes a long way, especially since, your boss got a recent promotion.
Well, and I believe the terms of the contract there very much speak for themselves.
As long as I get what is mine.
I lean forward and I sign it as fast as I can.
okay, sounds good. Signed it off. And upon signing it, like as your pen leaves the page, it shatters, and like the dust falls down, and the creature catches the dust in its hand, grabs the spear, and you see a bit of like flitting fur from Sonia kind of envelop into and attach to this the spear, and like very dragoon style, like the creature jumps up, and as it jumps up, it turns into this like plume of ice that starts to heavily almost like sleet the town, and you hear and you're suddenly like immensely cold and covered in this blanket of snow. You are in the middle of a blizzard at this point.
Boy.
That just kind of immediately as it comes up and almost kind of fireworks out in plumes, these kind of icy thunderous clouds grow, and the creature is not there anymore. The heart gone. There is all that remains is a small crack in the earth that is very present, and the crack not having a red hue to it, but like a white icy color to it. And you all notice, the rest of you, that there's a heavy cold wind that pushes past all of the heat. All of the Father's Robe in a matter of maybe 30 seconds is buffeted by ice. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Does the wind wall help with that?
Yes, it does. Everyone has advantage who is in the wind wall.
Great.
Cool. Yeah.
Not in it.
Cool. It's fine.
Oh, I needed that advantage, bro.
Natural 20.
Oh, okay. That was a
Is
dex
that
save
20
or con save?
Con
Oh.
save.
Ah!
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, that was good.
All right. Anyone get lower than 17? Marlow,
I was like,
Mel.
I just rolled really well. That's the only reason.
Right, Marlow and Mel.
Does Garak
I rolled
and
a 6.
Valisha need to roll?
They do. I will roll for them.
Come on, babies.
They have 8 temporary hit points. Just keep that in mind.
Both of them fail.
Oh, God.
Everyone who failed, you suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Shit.
And as you are buffeted by this cold that is constant and pressing, and all of a sudden you feel the energy, like your adrenaline that you were having before of all these things going on before are just drained from you, and you feel like you just like finished running a marathon and then like were thrust into the cold with like no food or water. And same thing with Garak and Valishi. Oh wait, they have advantage because they're in the wind wall. And that's a 4, and that's a 3.
No.
Yeah, they still fail.
No.
No. I tried.
So with that, and then so Val and Marlow, y'all are tired. All checks have disadvantage. And actually, Xyriel did not even need to make that. So Xyriel, you're
I
fine.
was gonna say it, but I rolled it out. For
You're all buffeted within these next like 30 seconds. Like it looks like that rain that like you can't really see in that when you're driving because it just is coming down so hard, but it's snow, and
Ooh.
it is gone in a matter of about 2 minutes. It blankets the area, including all of the bodies that are on the ground. And Marlow and Nova, you make it over to the body as the snow is coming. We'll resolve the snow. And as the Abe and Zeke, you watch as the cloud, kind of almost like a balloon pushing out the last of its air, pushes all of that snow until it puts out the bonfire that you all were at originally. That was huge and still like a set of flame, and it is completely covered in snow. And there's like a singular spear that goes down and slides into that fissure, and the fissure closes.
Boy.
Cool.
And there we will take a break.
Oh,
God.
Wow. Wow. Holy
What
cow.
happened? What just happened?
That was wild.
So we'll come back to see all of the chaos that happens with whatever else is left, and we'll find out who these people are. What's going on? What happened to the what happened to the cathedral? What's going on with
my
everybody
God,
going on
Zach.
over here?
Val will
12
go
hours,
through
y'all.
new
There
tabs.
can be no flame in the town for 12 hours.
Aw, poor Abe.
Yeah, there's still a small cloud that still hovers over the town, as per the spell. So.
God.
But yeah, we will return in 9:30 was when we'll jump back on. Until then, hopefully it saved my intermission scene. The background thing might be messed up, but spam bunga bunga. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.
See you guys in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
And we're back. I haven't installed the transition yet, but yes, we are back. More updates that I did update already that we're going to update again coming soon.
We love regenerating all our assets from the ground up.
Yeah, that's great, guys. That's why I don't do tech things. Before we jump back in to the nonsense, thank you, Koroki, for the sub, and we always appreciate the Bezos money. Also, before we or at the end of the stream, a few of us are gonna stick around and go raid some other people that have raided us before, and go share the love, and we're gonna hype up some people and support the community. So send love towards everybody.
Because honestly, it's great to have that community and see all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, and I like seeing people happy and smiling. So we're gonna have fun. Anyway.
Fun is mandatory.
Happiness is mandatory.
The cold overtakes you. Val, make a death save. No, I'm kidding. I saw her just put in.
Wait for 2 fucking seconds.
I saw her put in her
Go get
headphones.
my
I was
iPad so I could draw art. And this is how you treat me?
Swishy, swishy,
She's
swish.
very.
We love the hair.
She's emphasizing her new hair.
We love the hair.
Yes.
We love to see it.
Honestly, the expression.
I'm not jealous at all. It's fine.
Fine, you can join me.
But as we get back in, the chill setting into the bones of 3 out of the 4 Phoenix League members, along with Val, you are all pushing yourselves towards now. Actually, I will say, as the wind wall is continuing and you're now finally making it out, I'd say now able to finally push past the extended length of the farthest grove. Just as Nova and Val are getting to the body of that other one, Garrock and Valishi were able to point out exactly where the bodies were, and also like y'all helped to uncover it. But thanks to the wind wall, the snow that's on the ground is being just buffeted up as if it's some kind of Minecraft thing, as you're just like taking out pieces
Got a nice
of
snowblower.
And it's being thrown around and it's settling elsewhere. It's still like building the thing. You're like the most inefficient snow plow because you also put it behind you too.
It's fine.
But it's carving a way for you to go. Nova and Val, you are both holding a humanoid in your, holding them up as the snow is kind of buffeting down. You're kind of like trying to pull them away to maybe somewhere that didn't have as much snow. Or I should ask, what are y'all doing with this body?
So first, I think we're a little confused on who's exactly there.
Gotcha.
Because originally you said Marlow, Nova.
Marlow
now
and
it's
Nova.
Val,
not
Nova.
Marlow. Sorry, Val is in the sphere with Alia and the other 3. Wait,
You're
you
muted,
muted,
Mel.
Val was gonna go find the Priesty boys.
Oh, okay.
So we're all together, I think.
It depends, Val. Did you stop to see the cloaked figures on the side?
I might stop to see if they're alive.
They are
And then
dead.
if they're not alive, okay, then I'll keep going.
Okay, cool.
You gotta fight for your right to clergy.
Oh my god.
I cannot.
You all see Val ascend the stairs up towards the Dawnfather's Cathedral. And we're going to get rid of him. So Nova and Marlow, my apologies. Y'all, what are you doing with the body that you see, like, kind of, like, originally twitching?
I would say first check a pulse.
You pull them up, and this is now as the buffeting is starting to come in, so go ahead and make a medicine check.
While
Can I
she-
make this with intelligence instead of wisdom? 'Cause it's not like in depth. I just want to see if they're alive.
Yeah. That's not a hard medicine check, yeah.
A 9.
You're able to find a pulse that is very, very faint. Very faint. And it is, like, slowing.
Ah!
This is too peaceful. Get this out of here. Get out of here. All right.
I think they're about to die. We just can't leave them here. Why?
The hood falls back as you go to check the pulse, as you finish checking the pulse and like kind of like pull the body just like a little bit out of the way of the snow, and you see the visage of an elven woman with her right eye now kind of almost growing out from her right eye is this craggy, ashy effect that is slowly taking over her face. It looks like the eye is dried out from the socket, and the bones are not underneath the skin, but it is just turning into like almost petrified, craggy nature.
Hot take. I want to cut her head off.
I mean, yeah, before you go for that, like, sure, yes, you can, it's fine. Can I at least look for some stuff before you go doing that? Because I don't want to be around when you, like, start spewing. Like, and I, like, motion.
Okay.
My
like,
sword's
lunge.
ready, and I'm staring, and I'm like...
You have about a round or two before, because at the rate of which it is spreading, it is going very fast. So what are you doing, Nova?
I am looking for sigils. I am looking for books. I am looking for emblems.
Investigation check.
Yep.
Can I aid her in the
7
meantime?
plus...
Nova, do you tell Marlow what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
then
do.
yeah, you can roll with advantage, Nova.
You said investigation?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a 17 plus 6.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Okay. You find no books. You find no traces of any sigils. Quickly moving the sleeves and opening like looking at the legs and everything like that, like as fast as you can, while this person is completely unconscious and like fading. And you do find a single symbol that is worn around her neck in a crude cut obsidian manner, with a symbol of a clawed hand pointing.
Oh no.
Right? I'm grabbing it because I've never seen it before, grabbing and trying to snap it off
Easy enough.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm moving out of the way and I say go for it. Keep it clean.
Second she moves away,
Yeet.
down comes the
Gotcha.
guillotine.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Chop, chop.
Is this like a coup de grace damage?
Just roll higher than a 5 points of damage.
Oh,
And,
I've already rolled higher than a 5.
okay, cool. Then you're able to finish off, and completely remove the head. The eye, the effect continues.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, with my next thing, I'm gonna pull Nova back and stand in front of her and keep my sword pointed in front.
I'm gonna try and peer around and get a closer look.
Okay.
Chaos.
Oh, Nova.
Just OOC. No, I'll wait to say it.
Spreading
Good
across
joke, but it would.
to the left eye, eventually covering the face, the head turning to what looks like a craggy stone mess, and then the face sinks in like a heavy dust that can't hold its weight anymore. Sinks in.
Oh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
Does not extend into the neck,
Okay.
but
And
Boy.
did it look more ashen or did it look more like stone?
it looked like a quick, like it looked like charcoal or like
Mhm.
wood, like the remnants of wood, ash, that kind of like the the crinkled mess of like the wood as it kind of breaks, and like the flames underneath still kind of crag across, and it just like a very fast version of wood turning to, or like the charcoal turning to dust.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a hefty old look at that symbol. Do I recognize it?
Make a religion check.
What?
And I'm also gonna show it to Marlow after I've looked. 12 plus you said religion. 4, so 16.
16. You know that this is a prominent figure in a lot of ne'er-do-well, like older mythos of followers that have a history of like really bad stuff, and this is a symbol of Bane.
Marlow, what have you heard about? It's a deity? Okay. The deity Bane.
Should I also roll a religion check?
Or
Yes.
history.
Or a history, actually, if I got less. Like, do I know any
This would be religion.
events of Bane attacking? Or the okay.
It would still be religion, because it's specific enough about it that even the
No, this
history
is like
about
the 8th 4 I rolled today, so it's getting put away. It's the 5. Or it's a 9. Sorry, it's a 9.
9. Anything that you've read in your religious texts have been more aligned towards a different part of the planes, and you're not able to really catch anything about Bane that you can remember.
I don't know much about being as such, but maybe if you ask Xyriel, maybe he would be able to tell. However, I think this one might be sick, so we should probably leave quick.
Yep, you're right. And I put the necklace in my pocket, and everyone headed to the chapel, correct?
At this point, still snow buffeting down, or finishing its buffeting force.
Okay.
Xyriel, in the middle of all the buffeting, you were able to see where you and Alia were able to see where Garrock and Belishi had pointed out, and they were like, then snow came out of the sky, and nothing happened, like, and it's just started to rain down this blizzard. That the wind is not affecting y'all right now because of this wind wall, but the frigid chill does take over. That it feels like very much like of an unnatural chill that was not here before. But the bodies that were there, along with a couple of the guards and one of the clergy members, is now like covered in snow. What do you and Alia do?
Wow, today is the day for unnatural occurrences, wouldn't you say, Xyriel?
Yeah, it kind of seems that way. Do you think if we kind of just did a once over and started walking around, this whole wind thingy would kind of blow the snow off them so we can check them out real fast?
I mean, I
I want
don't...
to make sure there are survivors.
Yeah, we can keep trying. I only have so much time left on this, but we can, get as much out of it as we possibly can. Let's go. Survey the bodies.
All right. Easy enough, as you were able to like see far away that like as you kind of uncover them, you do come across 3 members of the Orncast Guard that were here. They are, just from a very quick glance, they are not alive. One of the clergy members also seems to have received a mortal wound. And you do come up to 2 individuals that have also been killed, that very similarly, their face above their neck is grayed over in ash, and actually by the time you get to them, you just see like the remnants of the outside of the skull and a sunken in hole where the face should be, because the wind kind of pushed it around.
Damn.
Some
Could I...
grayness.
Would that be an Arcana or a Nature check to see if I recognize any of these effects? I don't know if I would, but
I'd say it's an Arcana check.
okay. Maybe it's elemental in nature. Who knows? Baby. Okay, that was 17 plus 2, so that is 19.
19. You have not seen anything like this
Womp,
before.
womp, womp, womp. Well, I don't know what that is. It's creepy, though.
That's really disconcerting. And it's only happening to the people who seem to be in these cloaks, not any of the guards members.
No.
Okay.
Maybe it's got something to do with the weird symbol thing that appeared on Val's head when the weird spooky ghost creature showed up.
I didn't even notice that. Did you know what it looks like?
I
was kind of focused on these two.
Could I draw it out from memory? Was it like recent enough that I can remember what it looks like?
Yeah, you probably could draw it out.
Okay.
When she draws it, can I do? Was it magic? Was it religion?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Draconic and Common.
You're not sure what it says. It seems like just a symbol. You can roll an Arcana check though, if you want to check to see if it has magical origins.
It wasn't celestial or primordial, was it? It was something different.
It was abyssal.
Yeah, gross.
Nah, that's a 12.
Not sure. You're like, weird. Yeah.
Well, that's concerning.
Do we want to go check inside the cathedral real fast, see if there are any survivors that may have hold themselves up or need help from any of these?
Are we taking the peanut gallery with us? These people don't look pretty hot. I don't want to bring them somewhere that might be more dangerous.
No, you're right.
Right now they look pretty cool.
Ha ha ha. Very funny.
We can handle ourselves. We can get on back to town, especially now that this fear fire's controlled itself somehow. Your other compatriots, they might be further in the back. We can go meet up with them and try to lick our wounds a little bit.
Okay.
Please be safe. I want to see you back at the guild hall when we're done.
I got you. Hey, ain't no further business without a bigger pay grade on our part, I think.
All right. Be careful. Seriously.
You see a nod from Garrock and Valishi, still kind of holding at her side. It's like, you too. And then they kind of exit the wind wall, and like trudge through the snow back through, looking at the surrounding quiet that is the frozen vegetation that surrounds them now.
Weird.
Val,
Hey.
you are constantly buffeted through this the storm all the way up to the door until it just suddenly the last bit of snow hits your armor and you wipe it off, chill to the bone. Turn this on just a little bit. And there in front of you, you see the double doors of this large door that's got just a normal or a very extravagant arch with stained glass that you've seen once before, radiant with even at the nighttime from the flittering lights that were inside, now completely doused and darkened on the inside. The door is slightly ajar. What do you do?
I'm pushing the doors open. Just.
Okay. The doors push open and you're met with a little bit of resistance as you see the snow is also inside of cathedral.
Yeah, I'm just gonna trudge on in. I'm looking for the priest that we met yesterday. Or,
Okay.
yeah, was that yesterday?
Yes, Johas.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Johas and Jovel, or Javal. And go ahead and make a perception check as you enter through here.
Okay, let's go. Am I good at perception? I am decent at perception. Okay, that's a 15.
15. You don't hear any stirring in this main room. And you hear muffled shouts somewhere over to the right,
Okay,
where
I'm
you see
running over
the extension of the corridor, the pews that extend towards the right side, where the very large statue of the armored, kind of almost Valkyrie, armored and emblazoned visage of Pelor, with like a sun behind him, is covered in snow, and seemingly the shiny like metal gold that kind of covers the thing seems heavily tarnished.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, I'm going towards the shouts.
Okay. Trudging through the snow and passing your way through a couple of the pews that pass left and right of you, you finally make your way to where you hear some muffled noises beneath some snow around like 10 feet around you, and you start to dig a little bit. And go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Oh boy. Oh man. Okay. Athletics. Okay. I'm good at athletics. Woo! Okay, that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Easy enough. You start taking your shield and like slicing into the snow and pushing it aside one at a time. You're still. Well, actually, go ahead and make it with disadvantage because you're exhausted. Yeah.
Ah, shit. You're right. That was actually a better roll, so yeah, we'll stick with that.
Your the fire that still burns inside you is easily melting away as you see some of the steam literally pushing away as your shield pushes away at the snow, until you finally see a snow-covered body of some robes that you've seen before with that olive green and that faint white, and you see the snow-covered face of a large black beard turn over as you see Javal.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's the one that was screaming. He's like, "Oh, you made it."
Is everything all right?
No, we were attacked.
By what?
Johas, he's over at the altar. Please go uncover him.
Oh shit! All right, I'm gonna go run over there.
Okay. You go over there. Go ahead and make me another athletics check.
Right,
first,
with disadvantage.
yeah, athletics check with disadvantage. I'll say this is your investigation.
17. Yeah, that is a that's an 8 for athletics.
8. It takes you some time to finally get through, and you find yourself slowing down with this before Javal finally gets up and is pushing through with you, and like you can see him pulling like books and like hymn books, like, and just kind of pushing the snow out the way. Eventually you get to a cold, pale, slowly breathing Johas.
Oh, he's alive.
The beard is the skin and the lips are blue, and you can see his beard is still that like is kind of tarnished, and there is some red peeking through in parts of like slit parts of his robes.
Okay. Can I get him out of the snow? Can I like move him somewhere so that he can start warming up?
Yeah, easy enough. With your strength, you're able to kind of push him up and like kind of flatten down a little bit of the snow to kind of stabilize his body.
And then I want to see if I can make like a medicine check to try and like at least put pressure on the wounds or something.
Okay. Yeah.
17, so 11 plus 2, so that's a 13.
13. You're able to stabilize him by like quickly moving and like pulling blankets. You notice that like the wounds right now are severe, and you blanket the wounds down and patch them over. It takes you a little bit longer, but then and you can see like the cold is set in to where he's not really shivering right now, which is weird. So you're able to pull a blanket open and kind of like warm and wrap it around him, even in this like surrounded by snow. Javal, next to you, you see like you hear like a very faint whisper as you see Johas's lips barely moving as he's trying to speak, but doesn't really have the strength.
I'm gonna lean in and see if I can hear what he's saying.
They took this with this. It's almost unintelligible.
He took what?
And that's when Javal puts his hand on your shoulder. He says, "I would assist him. All of my magic has been taken. I don't know what happened."
Took your magic?
These individuals broke into the chamber, immediately laying waste to everyone in here, and we were preparing for the festival. You see, he also clutches kind of to his side, and the shard. They kept yelling for the shard, and then the statue. And he points over to where the base of the statue is, where there is a faint, broken blue glass structure base, like just at the base of this black glass structure. It's about that big at the base, and it's kind of shattered and broken off. He says, "They took the statue. It's necessary for Pello's influence over this area, over this region, over all of Altenair and Athania."
Yeah, alright, fuck.
Nova and Marlow, you are now entering in to the area, seeing Val talking to Johas, or trying to talk to Johas, and Javal talking to them.
Do you know who took these things?
Cloaked individuals. They came in and in a fury of flames, and they were too fast, and before we knew it, they had taken it and gone away.
Thanks.
Val, they have taken what? We were not here to know of that.
Nice slant rhyme? Hearing Marlow, Val's gonna turn around and be like, "They took this statue or shard, this magic shard that is necessary for the magical influence of Pelor here."
I will fill you in on the extended nature of this, but we need to save. How's the city? We haven't seen anything except for this snow that just evaporated in here.
I'm not entirely sure, but a snowstorm just appeared, and doused a majority of the flames, I ran into a figure that seemed to be comprised of, was it like smoke or shadow, or what was the vibe that I was getting? Was it like smoke, shadow, fire?
It's like a little bit of both.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
All right. It was just like a shadowy figure, and it seemed to be trying to put some sort of curse. It cursed some of our friends, and then it tried to curse me, and then it turned into blood. Have you heard of something like that before?
While this is happening, I'm also holding a little control flame to maybe like start heating up our little.
No flame?
Can't? Oh, you're right. No flame. I try and it doesn't
actually,
work.
you could try. That's fair. That's
You
my
try to
bad.
control flame?
I'll try. Yeah.
It is, as you, like, bring open flame, the snow is, like, thrust up around you and covers your hand.
Got it.
Nice.
Okay. Cool.
At least it's efficient and thorough.
I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh! Ooh!
17 plus 1, so 18.
Okay, nothing happens.
I fucking love this price.
You literally hate to see it.
The Javal is as you ask him about the weird magic thing, he says, "There's some cursed arts that some people practice. I'm not familiar in the and how to elaborate on it, but I know that there's some people who would. I can imagine that the people who were here would not be incapable of doing such a thing, but I'm not sure."
So they might have summoned this creature.
I
Kind of shrugs.
I pull out the necklace and I show it to the others. Have you ever seen this before?
Only in books. Bane. It's you hear it in the stories, the tyranny and death and war and whatnot, but I haven't heard of any of these cults stirring in over a century. I don't know why now, of all times.
So there's a cult that is worshipping this which entity is this?
He explains it's Bane.
Yeah.
And he starts to kind of motion up and move. He says, "Please, I feel that there's still people. Some of the clergy members are still in here. Help me to move some of this snow."
Yeah, I'm gonna assist as much as I can.
Okay. As y'all start moving
Use
the
your
snow.
giant paldrons as a shovel.
Essentially.
The hands.
Xyriel and Alia, y'all are also coming in as you see them kind of pushing away at the snow. But we'll go back to Zeke and Abe. You two see directly above the area is just this one small, like, Goku-sized little cloud. I forget the name of the cloud.
Oh, it did have a name, didn't it?
It
Nimbus?
did. I forget what it
Nimbus.
was. Nimbus. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm so sad I was muted. I said that like a solid 3 seconds before Kobe did, but I was freaking muted.
I saw you.
I'm
you
just
tried
cooler.
To say it.
It's okay.
No.
Yeah, you see
No,
that
she goes
floating
Super
above you.
So, Abe's, like, the rigid position that he had, Abe's shoulders are just gonna go slack, and just... and he's gonna fall to his knees, and just sort of curl down.
Oh no!
Hey!
Comes forward and like puts a hand on Abe's shoulder, and just like as he like shivers a little bit, Abe, what you do?
How's Senya?
I imagine she's probably a bit worse off now. I'll be like, you all right there, Sonia?
Sonia is caught between, seemingly she's caught between this look of like relief, but also like worry. She says, I don't feel too much different. I'm not sure if that's good or bad right now, but I assume while I'm here, I can...
I think that's all right. And how heavy does Sonia look?
She's big.
It's verbal. She's like 6'4", and
so
larger.
with where is it? Oh, I have it with, I think it's 14, just off the top of my head. Does it look like I could pick this? 12. Yeah, with 12 strength. Does that look No. So I'm gonna like slide an arm like under Sonia to try and help lift her to her feet.
Easy enough.
Be like, that seems good. I think you're safe now. That was real something. And let's get you back to your people. And I'm gonna start like kind of like hefting, and I'll like walking her like down the street a little bit. And as I do that, I'm gonna use message so I can keep like talking silently with Abe.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna stay there, curled up in the middle of the town square, under the snow.
What are these feels, Abe? No.
And so I'll just ask Abe, so you put out the flames?
Yep, all of them.
What'd it cost?
That ain't cost a thing. Come on, we gotta keep on going. You see Sonia start to form from her staff that kind of shines, casting a cantrip as she's able to kind of move the snow out the way.
Okay.
Just is just another contract, you know. Just
Abe.
But I got the flames out, and
Oh, I forgot that's a message. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
There's
a good chance.
There's
a good chance that Zeke would have said it out loud.
Zeke might have said it out loud. Yeah.
I did my best, you know, and there was only one, and there are a lot of people in the town. There's a lot of them.
Well, I hope it works out, Abe.
She agreed too.
Yeah.
I asked her.
Don't freeze. I'll be back for you in a minute.
Abe, no.
I'm gonna keep walking Sonia back towards the bridge, which I'm not sure. I feel like that's a little distance.
It's not too far. You're able to get her back. It's about a couple hundred feet.
As soon as I get within people, I'm gonna summon them over for Sonia, and like as soon as they're helping her back, I'm gonna head back for Abe.
Easy enough.
I think
as you kind of like gesture over towards the bridge, and a couple of them come and catch her, and a couple of worried expressions and questions go back and forth, and she gestures
before I
back
leave,
at you.
I'll probably say, maybe don't mention any deals, and then I'll walk back as I like leave her, real quiet.
Thank you. She continues on down.
Cool, so yeah, I immediately head right back to Abe, right?
All right.
and when I get back, I'll try and make like a flame to heat up, right? Like, cause I'll have what do I have? I have the whip, right? The chain whip. Oh, yeah. So I'll try and like take the whip to like, I'll like put a little brush together and try and like light it up with the fire, and so
the
yeah.
snow immediately as even like a spark appears, the snow flurries over it and snuffs it out.
From just where I'm kneeled, I'm just gonna say,
Is
hearing
he, like,
that.
covered in snow a little bit because the flames they're normally on his like jacket and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
like a constant flitter of snow passing over Abe right now.
From just where I'm kneeling, when I hear that, I'm just gonna say, no flame. No flame for 12 hours.
How far does it reach?
Edge of the city. However, they define that.
Could we get him to define? Can that change after the contract is signed?
I just wrote edge of the city as the government defines it.
Okay, maybe not everyone's got to freeze then. I think you did alright, Abe. I don't know if it was worth it, and no one's gonna call you a hero. But
It's never worth it.
hey,
It was probably...
hey, you did what you had to do. It's alright. Maybe I'll find some food for us. We can have a little rest. Think it over.
I'm gonna open my book and I'm gonna tear out the copy that I made of the contract.
Cool.
And I'm gonna hand it to Zeke. And then I'm gonna say, you go make sure Sonia's taking care of people.
You can't stay here, Abe. You're gonna freeze. It won't. You're not built for this weather, and you're not even on fire. I happen to notice.
Just leave me be.
No, you're gonna. And I'm gonna like start to like kind of like kick his shoe a little bit, right? As I'm becoming like a little bit more forceful, I'll be like, Abe, you can't freeze. We aren't done. You gotta come along. You don't have to talk to no one. Yeah, we'll go around the side. We just gotta get you out of the city before you freeze. And as I say this, as I'm like reading over the contract, when I get to the part that says her soul will go with the signed folded.
So what it says is,
full of droth.
The soul of signed shall accompany the demon signed to hell upon her death, to occur after all other articles of the contract have been resolved.
So if she dies before the articles are resolved,
then she doesn't go.
Oh, don't kill the mayor.
So are you suggesting that we do something about that?
And I'm just gonna and I'm going to cast I'm gonna cast Control Flames and see if I can just light up a 5-foot area around me in rage.
You literally hate to see it.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Good. Wonderful.
We are so
14.
morally ambiguous, you guys.
14. Abe suffers
I'm
1 point
uncomfy.
of exhaustion as the flurries are almost like it's just like a singularity of a blizzard that just surrounds you. As soon as like any kind of like flitter of flame has begun, it just immediately snuffed out. And
you think?
the energy is kind of pulled as you just feel like whatever strength that was there is just...
I'm now gonna like reach under and like drag Abe to his feet if I can.
I'll get up.
Yeah. And like hand like under his shoulder, right? Because I imagine we're about the same height. And start like walking, and instead of going towards the bridge, I'm gonna like take a left like through the city to like go out one of the other gates, right? Where people won't be. Because I'm assuming that the fires were forced everyone in certain paths, so I'll go one where they wouldn't have gone. And as I sort of walk talking, I'll be like, you know, if we try and rob old, I'm gonna call her Drip. You think I can call her Drip? Is that insulting enough? If we rob Drip of her soul that she did all this for, she might do something dramatic.
But we kept to the contract.
Yeah, that's right.
So, way I see it, maybe that's her problem with Seamus, not us.
Oh, God. We could try and... I imagine the laughter, like, rings, like, very awkwardly loudly through, like, that really still, cold air. You know, we could try and go get her soul after it goes to hell with everyone else.
As you know,
throw it on the pile.
As you know, Zeke, I don't mess up when it comes to what I write.
Yeah, I know.
So I've arranged a few things, and at this point, he's sort of like put back on the Abe general air of confidence that he tries to keep up, and he's trying to walk more briskly again. One says that that her soul has to go with him to hell. It doesn't technically say it has to stay there.
Yeah, so maybe we could break her out after. Although, I mean, we couldn't get us out, so I don't know how we get her soul out.
Well, strictly speaking, what if we killed her, and then we waited a bit, and then we brought her back?
Yeah?
Just long enough.
Do I have anyone that can bring her back?
That I don't know, I'm sorry.
I don't know, Abe.
The other option is we just try and send her where she's supposed to go before the 12 hours are up.
Well, if we send her where... What would that accomplish for us? You know, what if she died, but it was an accident?
How would that help?
Well, she's injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, we could just arrange for her not to be treated well enough that she passed away of her injuries. Then maybe it would just be an unfortunate circumstance that we wouldn't have to get obviously involved with.
Assuming, of course, that happened in the next 12 hours.
Yeah.
The one hitch there is that, well, technically it says, in exchange for satisfactory fulfillment of these articles, that the soul will go. So I feel like they'd just be going to go collect her from wherever it is she does wind up going. Even if she died beforehand.
Well, that's a good point. But if we could get her with...
Actually, shall accompany the demon, devil, undersigned, to hell upon her death to occur after the articles. I'm not sure she can die for the next 12 hours, the way I've written this.
Well, shall we find out? You might be on board with this plan, not gonna lie.
That or we go get her with the others.
Well, who knows when that may or may not happen.
At that
Crazy plan, not mine.
At that point, we transfer over to the other.
Yeah.
The five of you now, kind of Xyriel and Alia, kind of caught up on what happened thus far of like everything that's been said. You find and stabilize another six individuals who worked at the church, and probably 10 other people who were unconscious and stuck in the snow, are very cold. Everyone is seemingly coming to some form of like the on stages of hypothermia, from what you're able to tell. Yeah, Marlow.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna give my cloak to somebody there who looks like they need it. And then I'm just gonna go and sit on. I'm guessing there's some pews that might still be.
They're all covered.
Intact.
Y'all are charging through
I'm gonna go.
three. There are pews intact. Actually, yeah, there are pews. There are a couple of pews intact, but they're like only like this much of them are sitting up out of the snow.
Okay, then I'll go walk towards one of the snow piles, I guess, that has like a good view of the entire church, and kind of just sit down, stab Balmung down, and kind of just like rest my forehead against the hilt.
Okay.
Stay there.
I don't know who was first. Alia?
So based off of last episode where I did my create bonfire spell and it was more radiant energy than fire, did that give off any heat? That seems helpful in this situation, or was it just kind of like light?
No.
No,
it's strictly.
It was still fire. It was
Okay.
just like, yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was like, yeah.
Speaking of which, is this town now just dark?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There are a few like globules of light that are like held within like larger, like almost like city street lamp type things, like really, really high up. It almost looks like area, like maybe 3 or 4 parts of the city look like they're lit up like a baseball field. But other than that, it is dark in here.
Oh man.
Nova, you had something?
I had 2 things. First one was that is the Winter Eladrin amongst the crowd?
No, you passed up the Winter Eladrin back in the city.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Marlow and I'm going to lean over and say, for the people who can, help them build igloos. It'll preserve the heat better in their bodies and we'll be able to keep people reasonably warm. I see some folks with what I believe is hypothermia. I can't be certain. I've never studied medicine, but that's what it looks like. I need to go out. And I'm going to leave.
Oh,
Okay,
she
I
goes.
guess Nova leaves. I look up. Yep.
Val's gonna follow
Stand
to
up.
make sure that Nova doesn't get fucking murdered or some shit.
Ooh, cuckoo.
Marlo, you're
Clarify.
not sure
Yeah, let me
there's any
know.
ice around here for igloos.
It doesn't have to be.
I go
it doesn't
smashing
have
at
to
it.
be
You can use snow.
You can
It can be
make
snow.
snow blocks.
In
You
fact,
can
that's
use snow to pack
arguably
up.
better.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Boy Scouts, or Girl
Hey.
Scouts, or
Oh my god.
both.
Yes, all
Adventures.
scouts.
All the Scouts.
Yeah.
Okay.
All them scouts.
Yeah.
I guess I'll wipe like a hand down my face, unsummon Balmung, hook him back to my hilt, to my belt, and say, to those who are willing and able, we must come together at this table and build igloos to retain heat for this cold we must beat. I believe that's what Nova said, and I just really want a bed. I'll start working.
You still on that rhyming shit?
Unfortunately, I must rhyme, even though I know it's a serious time. It really hurts when I don't, and I kind of want to stop, but I won't.
Sounds good. All right.
Yeah. Hey, what you got?
I'm looking for Sonia.
Okay, gotcha.
Once we get there. Yeah, once we get out of the city and we're back put together, we're gonna go find Sonia.
Okay.
I'm also
And we
not
have-
going too far. I'm just like peeking my head out a couple of yards before I go back inside. I'm not like
Okay.
scouring the whole city.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
it's like a quarter mile of like to go back through the Father's Grove. So like you can't really see anything part of the city from outside, even if you walk to the larger staircase that leads down to the Father's Grove. Until you can't see like any part of the city until you get past the Father's Grove, except for like a little bit of the Eastway district, where you saw like the taller tower where you were staying for the night, where you were staying.
Do I remember her name?
The person you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Silva.
I thought it was Holly.
Was it Holly?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was. Ha 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 ha.
I'm going to be calling out Holly very, very loud. And then
Nova, are you
back to the
looking
church.
for someone?
Yeah, it's nothing though. We'll find her. Just let me know if you see a Winter Eladrin, and I just walk back into the church.
Okay. With you all kind of gathered here, Javal kind of takes a breather and finishes bringing around like some heavier blankets for everybody, where it's not like a terrible cold just sitting here. It's just that there's no heat anywhere. So you're kind of just having like cold within yourself. And he says, there's something to be said about the shard, or whatever they called it, missing. I don't know where to start. They referred to it as a shard, and I've heard of it being called a shard in the past, an astral shard. Each deity has an astral shard, and it has had an astral shard since the cataclysm some 400 years ago. It helps to bind their power to assist in those who follow them here on the material plane, and the larger the shard, the greater the influence the deity has, the greater the power, and the more surrounding it has. Pelor's shard stands maybe half a meter tall.
Shit, they ran off with that?
They did, and not only that, but the shard has never moved. It has been on the pedestal of a rock and grown organically since the cataclysm. We've built Orncast around this shard.
Ew.
No one has been able to move it. We've tried to replace it and put it elsewhere that is nicer, or make it up higher, but no, for all of our study of these shards and all the notice of these magical essence rocks or statues,
And
they are immovable by mortal hands.
so these things weren't mortal.
I'm not sure. They seemed mortal to me.
Well, you said they moved with supernatural speed, so if anything, they're being influenced by something that is not.
Perhaps.
And you're unable to cast magic without this thing.
Nothing more than the basic implications of what have been taught. Xyriel, you're muted.
Does that kind of go for the entire grove then? Are you guys gonna be able to grow food after this?
I don't know. So
I was
many.
just gonna like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It just says so many depended on these surrounding areas. So many we pay with what we produce here. I'm sure that there's a remnant left here, and so his power is not completely gone, but it is inevitably dwindled.
Do you guys think you're going to be able to grow enough to sustain such a large population? I mean, there are a lot of people here, and we're pretty far north.
I don't know. We should look towards Altenair for assistance. The High Priest, Fronar Milo, he has his own, the larger temple of the Cathedral of Pelor and the rest of the influence that we know of. It lies there.
Altenair also, I think, has a shard. Do you think that's where next they'll leave their calling card?
As far as I know, every deity has a shard, and I don't know which ones have been affected, or will be affected, or if this is an isolated incident. I don't know. It's the only one who I know would have answers and has the experience to even speak to someone who does have the answers is Master Fronar. He's a member of the Hand of the King in Altenair. Has much influence, and he could be the one to help us, but as of now, I don't know where else to go.
As soon as he had, like, I didn't want to cut you off, but as soon as he had said that they couldn't cast anything higher than just like normal spells, I was gonna like turn away and just like fuck and then walk off. Maybe like a couple of maybe 10-15 feet.
Gotcha. I apologize. I wish we could assist you. At this point, your best bet is, I don't know. We were able to do it with the abundance of items here, but things have gone awry.
Not your fault. We'll figure it out.
And as for where they've gone, they appeared in a flash of magic, similar magic that I've seen happen before with that Johas used to be able to do whenever he was younger, but I don't know where they've gone. Perhaps we can convene with Sonia and form a plan of what to do now and figure out where the snow is coming from.
Weird. I wouldn't worry about it.
Regardless, we should evacuate the cathedral for now.
Where will everyone go? I mean, the wind, it still blows.
If this wind continues and fire does not work, or every time I've tried to cast fire, it is snuffed out, we can all migrate over to Orlais. Perhaps they have another community of farmers there that would be able to take us in, and we'd be able to manage for a little while, but we'd have to rebuild eventually. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna do a sweep around just to make sure everyone's in travel condition, and then we should get going. Or at least the semblance of travel condition.
I'll join you.
Can you
Nova's Nova's gonna continue hanging out, looking for her person, and very acutely paying attention to what's going on outside.
And I'm still looking for Sonia.
Yeah, once I get back to the people, I'm gonna have stuff to do. So whenever you're ready for that.
Marlow will just take a seat where she is, and again watch over the entire church, head on the hilt, kind of just watching, silent.
Gotcha.
Val is probably gonna help, but she looks pissed.
As everyone is pulling around, Alia and Xyriel, y'all hear the faint voice now of Johas, able to kind of like a little bit of the color back to his cheeks.
They went south. I'm not sure how far, but Pelor was able to imbue a bit of sight before he faded. They went south. They can't have gone too far. Not based on their magic.
What is south of here? Sorry, guys.
Aldener.
Everything.
A lot, but Aldener as well.
Like everything, but also.
But also.
Haven't gone far as in like still in the city.
As far as I can ascertain, they're still north of Cordia, north of Aldener. Days of journey, but not gone for good.
What's the closest relatively religious city? If Noah would know.
Closest relatively religious city would be Orlais. They have they're like another like small farming community of halflings.
Okay. Any particular deity presence there?
To your knowledge, there is, but you're not sure which one it is.
Okay. I relayed that to the group, but that's about all of the information I know, and I'm still looking out the window when I say it, so I'm kind of just tossing it over my shoulder.
Gotcha. Eventually, the group does leave out of the cathedral as Javal. Yeah.
Xyriel is going to, just before we leave, he's gonna sit down in front of Marlow when her head's on her sword, and he's gonna start ritual casting Tensor's floating disc while he talks to her. And he's like, hey, are you okay? You good? It's been a long one.
I really don't want to talk because I have to rhyme, and it's making me balk, and I don't have the time. But I don't feel comfortable with what I did. But it's something I had to do, because if Nova got hurt, I don't know if I would have a clue on what to do next. But I don't know what is best, and I just... we need to go. Now is not time to let you know.
Yeah, alright. And he's just gonna sit down and continue the ritual cast before going. Just tell me soon, okay?
I'll just nod.
And then he's gonna let anyone who cannot travel, or like can't walk very well, sit on the disc as he goes.
Oh, I'll also cast a Tensors upon seeing that then, and do the same.
Okay. The clergy members and some of the lower clerics or acolytes of the cathedral, battered and bruised, but banded up now that y'all kind of checked on them, kind of huddled together. Javal walking with you all, and Yohas is also kind of seated on the disc, just on the edge with his feet hanging off. Alia.
Are we outside now?
Yeah, y'all are walking outside.
Can I see the sky?
Very clearly. You do
Okay.
see there's one small cloud that is in stasis in air, and it's very, very bright blue.
What?
The moon is moving. The moon offers a little bit of light, and the stars are like twinkling very brightly right now. There's no light throughout the city, but there's one like faint. Oh, I said there's no light. There's a couple of those light blips that were still around the baseball lights type things. But there's one small cloud that just looms over the city about 100 feet above the center that you can just barely see over the remnants of the Father's Grove. There's no other clouds around.
I'm assuming that's not natural.
With the wind going on like it is, you assume that it's not moving at all. You assume that's not natural.
Should I make a Arcana check to figure out what's going on with the cloud?
It's up to you.
Sure. Why not?
Someone just said /cyan cloud.
/ cyan cloud.
Clouds.
Oh, well,
Clouds.
that was a natural 2 + 2, so that's a 4.
Some weird shit.
Woo!
A lot of weird shit happened today. That's another one. Chalk it up.
Fabulous.
Just pull out my journal.
You do
If
see the
there's a-
stars.
Yeah, if there's a beat, a moment of like quiet where nothing crazy is going on, could I possibly start just trying to figure out what to do next using the stars?
Yeah.
Because she's got shit to do.
You open up as everyone kind of passes along, and you gesture that you're behind them. You open up the star map, and normally the beads of light kind of opening out in this almost kind of small holographic effect. This time, the stars collect, and you see them. You see like they kind of shoot out, but it doesn't make that holographic effect at first. Instead, a few of this is too dramatic. Stop with the crescendo.
Very
And it was
stressful.
really intense, and I was like, oh fuck, what's
Oh,
up?
That was not what I was going for.
These stars are about to pull some shit.
Yeah, it is.
You see the stars up in the sky brighten, and where they were like in your field of view kind of stay there, and you kind of back up, and then they are about that far away from you as you kind of like look, and now you're surrounded by a much larger star map that kind of follows the epicenter of wherever you cast it from.
Fabulous.
Much larger, and there seated there is a very bright, I'd say like a whitish blue kind of mist that traces to a different location southwest of you.
Okay.
And then there's like a very heavy pulse.
Do I get the feeling that what I'm looking for is there, or at least in that direction?
For the first time, you haven't seen the star map this clearly. And you've gotten ideas that you're close, but you're not sure. You know, Orincast being like the biggest city around here has been like a good time for you to kind of pull back and look for this. But what you're looking for is now very precisely drawn tonight on the winter solstice, and it points almost at an area that you've been able to map to, like consistently to maps here, exactly where the item is.
Great. So I'll make a note of that location before closing the star map.
Okay. Zeke and Abe, you two find Sonia currently talking to and moving snow away from areas of doors and going house by house and pulling snow out of houses.
I'm gonna, as I'm walking up, just say, a map. I need a damn map. Somebody, who has one?
Eventually someone pops up and just what looks like one of the general store owners, just like, we've got a map inside. It's on the wall right here.
Bring me whatever you have. I need it. I'll pay you whatever it is.
I'm going to start.
Very well.
Yeah, okay.
Goes in and grabs like a very cheap map of where you wanting a map of Orncast or Altenair?
Orncast.
Varine.
Orncast proper, yeah.
So brings you a map of Orncast.
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk up to Senya and I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, I don't know if we've met before, ma'am, but if I could just have a moment of your attention.
Make a persuasion check.
16.
Yeah, just to get the point across that you're trying to make. Like,
yeah.
Of course, son. Sonia. I'll be right back.
Yeah, if you could just take a moment and explain a little bit about this map to me real quick. And I'm going to hold out the map. And I'm going to circle a little area right around the center of town where we cast the spell. And I'm going to say, now, and I'm lowering my voice now so that only she can sort of hear me. I think as the mayor of the town, maybe you'd consider in this specific instance retreating the official designated border to town some. Maybe to right about here. If you, like, for instance, just signed and dated that, stating that was the new official city limit.
You see, like, a glitter to her eyes, and of course, yes, I would need to sign an official document, but this looks very official. I think that it is quite, and no, stop with the, no.
Stop.
She sells her soul again.
The demon just pops its head out like, fuckery going on here?
Excuse me.
Violence, just like, oh shit, something's coming
It
down.
flies down on the little nimbus cloud. Heard y'all talking shit.
Behind a little violent.
I'm just being followed around by a little snow nymph, but it's like got a violin.
Actually, technically speaking, the mayor's personal manor, including the bonfire that sits in front of it, is and takes your pen, is actually the governmental space of Orncast that we govern from. So really, would be and like makes the circle even smaller, and then say like this space outlined, points at it with like like a circle. Is considered for the purposes of the next 2 weeks, 1 week.
Yeah.
Week, and signs off. And at that point,
I'll take it and I'll just say, yeah, of course. Now I'm just gonna file this, of course, for my records, just so I know, and I put it into the book and close it.
Right. You see. Are you closing it on the page where you had the copy of the document?
Yeah. So I'm folding the map, putting it next to where I had the contract, and closing the book.
Okay. I need to first alert my constituents of the recent change before it is official, I think. As this has happened before, as we've expanded your book. And you see, as she takes the staff, and pulls like little twig splinters from it and sets it in a cleared out area on the ground. And a flash of green light opens up as a bird, like a snow owl, flies in. Now, go tell the people of Aldenair and Warden Gritjaw that there's an instance that we are needing to modify the size, and then like adds in a little note and sends off this messenger bird. And you see, as the messenger bird leaves the circle, your book zoom glows on that one page. And that page is now kind of seamed into the book as addendum 1782B of contract. This one.
Perfect. Well, I think that just about wraps up what we need to discuss for now.
How healthy is she looking?
She looks normal. She's cold, but she looks normal. You notice that your fire flits up naturally. A couple of people.
Well, all right,
like,
then
little
let's
kid is like,
being not so cold.
thank you.
No, you know what, kid? And I'm gonna sort of ruffle his hair a bit. I want you to run around and tell as many people here as you can that they should try and get some campfires sparked up, and that I think that'll get people a bit warmer.
This kid's like 5. Okay.
Tell them to give it a try.
Just like big-headed runs away like, start a fire! Everybody start fires!
And as he does so, I'm gonna say, tell him Sonia sent you.
Sonia like nods, like goes around. You just hear him say, yelling, like start a fire.
We didn't start the fire.
But we did put it out and brought it back.
I'm gonna gesture. I'm gonna gesture. Yeah, we just put it out and then kind of adjust some town borders and then bring the fire back, and now it's at a more manageable rate. It's fine. I'm gonna gesture Zeke over, and I'm gonna say, "Now, Miss, we gotta get back to our party here in a minute, but there is something we should discuss with you briefly. You've done a lot for this town. Hell, you've done more, you'll excuse the pun, you've done more to help these people today than I think anyone else will for a long, long time."
She pulls you away from the group of people behind her. Says, I'll be back. I'm going to go check on the rest of the northern area. Walks you across the bridge as you're walking, as you're talking.
And I'll sort of gesture for Zeke to explain a bit.
Yeah. Now, we were considering that the fire has to stay out for 12 hours inside the city limits, and only then can your soul be collected. We had a suspicion that if your soul were to be claimed, if you were to die before that time, and at this point I like take out like some page where I've been making notes for myself, I just sort of like crumple it up, right, of like ideas, and like just burn that away. That if you were to expire before that terms were agreed, we're not sure.
We're fulfilled.
Fulfilled, yes. We're not sure that your soul would actually be required strictly to go to hell.
Now, officially, we didn't give you this information, and it could well be that you are unable to die until after the 12 hours are
Or
complete.
if you were to die in advance, people would get involved with enough authority to claim you whether or not the contract strictly said that you were owed.
So, strictly speaking, it's a gamble?
It definitely is.
But there is a chance.
It would be better for everyone involved if you were to expire for it to appear as though that was an unfortunate accident rather than something intentional.
That said, if you don't expire, then you can live as long as however you manage to live before this contract comes due. It is only pursuant to your death sometime after this whole 12 hours of magic is over.
But once your soul does find its way down below, we would, of course, make every effort to...
It may be that due to the wording of subclause 4 subclause 2 in the contract, that you are required to have your soul go to hell, but it is not necessarily required to stay there.
So there could be some room for us to... We don't have really the ability to move you as much as that would be an eventual intention of ours, but there might be something there. If we were able to find a way out, you haven't promised to stay.
But if at the time of your death, after the 12 hours ends, you were allowed to remain so for long enough that you did actually complete the task of accompanying the individual that we met earlier to the basement, and then someone were to bring you back, there would be no legal requirement for you to stay there.
All of this, of course, is quite challenging and no guarantees, but we felt I'm not concerned for your future based on the sacrifices you have made. And if there's anything we can do beyond just helping keep the people in this town alive, we would.
At this point, it really does come down to what you want to try and do. You can stay, and then you can try and work something at the point of perishing later on, or you can go ahead and make that gamble now and possibly not ever have to make the rather unpleasant trip down to the boiler room.
Or apparently the icebox, since,
Yeah, I do reckon you won't be in our neck of the woods based on who we were negotiating with.
You see, she like fiddles with her thumb pretty consistently, and she says, I would like to talk to Johas, if that's all right. He's the only one I know that can do something like that. He's had the chances to do it before. It might not be I wouldn't be terribly opposed to it, but I just need to at least confide and try to get a second opinion, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, of course. I do hope you understand that in an official capacity, we weren't here.
Of course. Right.
If you do need to get in touch with us, however, just Abraham, you should be able to. I get, he talks to me all the time. Just send something on over. I'll do my best.
Do we have cards?
I was gonna say, do we have?
I'm sure y'all have cards. Yeah, I think y'all have makeshift cards.
We'll give one.
Yeah, I'll give her a card.
At this point, you all kind of come back to get back to the burgomaster's estate, just as the rest of the party is coming down from the hill. Two tincers floating disc in hand, with Johas and Javal also in tow, and you see Sonia. We'll go into the old mall. My abode is off, since my abode is off limits for right now from warmth. There's a private area that we can talk in there, and I'll make sure our secret's kept.
If anything goes wrong, and everything goes completely wrong, there's a group of people I'm going down there for anyway, so...
Zeke.
You just hang tight.
Y'all are the
And I kind of like look over it, like shrug at like Abe, like
Yeah. Zeke just looks like irritated and disappointed by that comment.
yeah.
Y'all are the baddest good boys I had to never meet.
Well, and
Oh.
I'll
Just wait.
I'll just shake her hand, and as I walk away, I'm gonna say, "Well, you take care of yourself, or don't." And walk
She
back to the party.
hails the party and gestures you all to the old mall to have a conversation. Alia.
So are we all congregating and about to go somewhere else?
You
Like
see,
another location?
the rest of the party has met up with Sonia, and they're starting. You're a little bit far behind, a couple hundred feet behind, but you see them all kind of going into the old mall.
Okay. Just at a certain point, Alia's just probably gonna slip away. Can I make a stealth check?
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Honestly,
I won't
it's
be
a lot.
seeing you.
I might.
I might.
I might.
All right, that was
Don't do
a
that.
that was a 19 plus 3. Oh, I have advantage. Hold on.
I don't.
Yeah, so that was 19 plus 3.
19 plus 3. You feel confident that as you slip behind a few buildings, you make your way eastward out of the eastward thoroughfare, and are able to kind of motion your way back, or knowing that you're able to kind of motion your way back around towards the southwest area where you had seen that original blip.
Yep.
Comfortable enough that you have not seen. You pass a few individuals who are currently pushing snow out the way that nod to you as you go by, and one of the guards that had seen you a couple of times passing it out, and is helping to maintain some of the brush that they've been trying to catch fire for so long, and now is finally looking like they caught fire on it too. Says, Alia, are you out to get some help for all this going on?
Yep. Also, just probably gonna go wherever the wind takes me. I'll be back.
Very well. Nods and goes back to a couple of things, and you make your way out into the Valley of Pine. The rest of you all gather into the
Did you just
recently...
yeet off?
Yeah, before.
Just did an Irish exit. I was like, bye.
Jesus Christ!
I was hoping.
Didn't even want to say goodbye,
Wait,
bitch.
Nova,
I mean,
say-
actually, yeah. I was like, right when I was about to go into the house, I turn around, looking for her, and because I don't see her, I just like accept that she's gone. Do a little like slow nod of like appreciation, even though she can't see it, and then I walk inside the house.
in
What the hell, Michelle?
in the old tavern, there's been snow that's been pushed away. The tables have been kind of used as like makeshift like shovels and like areas, and just recently you're finally like someone was like is arguing about like, well, you didn't light it right. Like, I light it like I do always. It just worked for you all of a sudden. And the warmth is starting to fill into the room. There's plenty of people in here. There is a winter ladron that's sitting at the bar. A couple of the Duragar smithies are here. The Ogre, who was the original butcher chef that was had kind of introduced the pre-festival entertainment before, is here, along with a slew of other people that have kind of sought respite here. And as the Tinster's floating disc kind of like butt against the door, and everybody gets off and fills into this warm area, and you all kind of reassess where you're at, wondering what the rest of tonight and tomorrow holds. We'll call it there for tonight.
Oh, never mind. I'll save mine for next time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Good. I'm so glad the party's
The
all
hype.
together.
Yeah, same.
Yes, same.
That fucking lore drop. Ah!
Oof.
Brother
All right.
lore was heavy today.
Ouch, that hurt. That hurt my soul.
That was painful.
That was V
And then-
painful.
That's
Lore
good.
lore was heavy today.
That was
Bro
awesome.
lore.
Freaking hell.
Thank you all for coming to watch. We're gonna raid some of our
Yeah.
fellow raiders that have come in. Also, quick shout out to Grunt Joe. Thank you so much again for the bits. You're amazing.
Initiative League is still live.
Initiative
They
League
are
is
there.
Oh
live.
yeah.
Let's
is live.
go and get them, fam.
I don't know how to do this thing.
Slash raid.
Flash raid. And
Do I
then,
end the stream or do I put
No,
ending?
don't.
No.
or-
No.
Don't
You
end the
literally
stream.
just-
Raid.
Go
Just
to the
put-
chat.
Finish
in your
all of
OBS
your
window.
stuff at the end of the.
What about
Session,
recording?
like what
How
you
do I
wanna
do? I
say.
stop the recording?
Yes.
We're
So
gonna be
stop the
teleporting through being
recording.
here, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Stop the recording.
Uh huh.
Then go to your stream end, and then in the chat window in your OBS type /raid, and then the name of who you want to raid.
/
I
raid.
noticed you. You're great,
Okay.
Chris.
Yeah, y'all go check out that Discord. We're probably gonna jump over voice chat in a second while
Did we get
we're
any new subs?
raiding.
Thank you to all of
Yeah.
our subs
Yeah, thank you for all the
Yeah,
subs.
absolutely.
Thank you to all
Please
of our
do
watchers.
come hang out.
and our watchers
Yeah.
and all the
Please-
wonderful people.
Yeah, it's so good.
Let's go
Please do come
spread-
hang out with us on the Discord.
Yeah.
The happiness. Raid
Oh,
at
thanks.
someone or
You can just rate it. You don't have to
You
rate
can
at.
just put the name. It doesn't have to have an at.
what's the what is it again?
I
Initiative
put
League.
it in Zoom.
Zoom chat.
You can just
In
copy
Zoom
paste.
check. Thank you. Copy. If this doesn't work, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
Bye.